you're very welcome to Talking Dogs TV here live from Shelbourne Park tonight with myself, Barry Caul. We've got a fascinating programme for you this evening, 12 races from Shelbourne Park and 10 races from Clonmel, where Emma Buckley will be reporting first round of the Produce Stakes. But if you're a regular to the show, you know that we're straight into the action, and the 7:01 is just about to kick off here at Shelbourne Park, so I'll pass over to our commentator for the evening, Ian Fortune.
Yep, thanks Barry. Best of luck with the show ahead. We start proceedings tonight with a competitive A2 contest, and as you can see, the Greyhounds making the way behind Trap's Cos Ace, perhaps the well-drawn dog in the race on the fence, racing from Trap 1. Also give Trap 3 Ask Yourself a bit of a mention here, 28.92 in its second last outing, but very well bred and representing Francie Murray. For Home Luigi, an interesting runner, Marcella Campbell. When she comes up, you can be sure they always have a bit of pace. Also Highview Classy ran well last time out, and that one is out in Trap 5. But an interesting affair, and they're all in. So they're all in for the opening race here tonight at Shelbourne Park. 1 is Cos Ace, in 2 GD Sox, 3 Ask Yourself, 4 Home Luigi, 5 Highview Classy, and 6 is Me Share the Love. Here well on the way. Racing, good start by Trap 3 in the middle. Ask Yourself leads into the opening turn from in the second spot. 6 Me Share the Love, now 2 sneaking through GD Sox, but all of a sudden 3 Ask Yourself finds itself 5 lengths clear down the back straight. 6 Me Share the Love and 2 GD Sox comes next. 1 Cos Ace trying to improve after a slow start, but out front it's all about Trap 3 Ask Yourself, clear off the final corner for Pat Connolly, Fergal Nugent and trainer Francie Murray. Ask Yourself claiming a 4th victory in its 7th start. A fine display. Second is 2 GD Sox and 1 Cos Ace third. The winning time 28.93. Thought it might have been doing faster, Barry, but a good way to kick off proceedings. Ask Yourself running out a good winner.
Yes, he was indeed a great start to proceedings for Francie Murray and Patrick Connolly and Fergal Nugent. Here we have a look at it again. The early speedsters in 1 and 2 really missed the kick. Cos Ace and GD Sox, they were expected to go up well. But Ask Yourself showed good early, and once he turned 4 to 5 in front, 6 was the only real danger, and from here on in, he wasn't really a danger. He's gone 6 lengths clear into the third bend. He's only a youngster. He had 28.92 victory here a couple of weeks ago, and noted running on. In behind him, GD Sox, he's not the strongest there, and off the last bend, it's all over. He's pulling further and further clear. As you say, the 28.93, I thought he might have went a little bit quicker, Ian, but still a nice performance. He makes it 4 wins now from 7 starts. So it's let's have a look at one more replay now again. Ian, what did you think of it? The early pace was expected to come from 1 and 2, but both of them seemed to miss the kick.
Yeah, bear with me 1 second. I'll just get the complete result, and I'll kick in then, Barry.
I'll kick on. So watch 1 and 2 completely missing the break here. There are early speedsters, and 3 gets a lovely run up the middle there. As I say, nothing on his inside, so he comes around 2 or 3 lengths clear. And Ian, as you pick it up here at the sprint box, it's really all over as a contest.
It is, yeah. Well, once a runner of Francie Murray hits the front, well, they're very rarely picked up, and this fellow really striding out majestically down to the third bend probably did come back to them a little bit in the closing stages, hence the time wasn't sensational. He has the 28.92 in his guard, 28.93 tonight. I thought he was going faster, I must admit, but no, Ask Yourself, the early speed he showed, he'll be winning plenty more races in the coming weeks and months, and a dog to keep on the right side of.
Very good. Thanks a million, Ian. So as you know, tonight we have the first round of the Larry O'Rourke sponsored 2021 Produce Stakes from Clonmel. Emma Buckley will be reporting live from Clonmel for us this evening. So we've got 8 fantastic heats of this evening. As I say, starting off with heat number 1 at 7:07. We've a non-runner in Trap 2 in this heat. Droopy's good. He's an absentee. He's going to be replaced by Reserve A, Borna Aoife in Trap number 2. As regards the rest of the card, there's no further changes for the rest of the card in Clonmel. At Shelbourne Park, I'll just tidy up a bit of housekeeping while I have you. The second race here at Shelbourne Park, Trap 4 is a non-runner, Reserve D. So we'll just join Emma Buckley, say hello for the first time this evening. She's down in Clonmel. Emma, good evening.
That's better, yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Barry, and it's great to be back on Talking Dogs TV. A warm welcome to Clonmel Greyhound Stadium. Of course, the rain just started to fall here, but the conditions are looking a little bit better. The dogs are ready, they're weighed in, and we're very close to the off here. What a competition we have for you. I mean, if you've been following Talking Dogs these last few weeks, you're going to be familiar with a few of these names from the Kirby, that's for sure. And I mean, it's a competition that's been running since 1939, and some of the names we've seen in this competition are just brilliant. I mean, the Derby winner, Newen Taylor, came from it. So we're going to introduce you to our first runners tonight, and I'll hand you over to Eddie for the parade.
Fizz. And in Trap 6 we've Minor Trump, won by Mary O'Connor from Clonmel, a black son of Minor Mike and Minor winner. For future races, can one dog enter the parade ring at a time in order?
Yes. Yes, Eddie, you tell them. You tell them, Eddie. So we're going to have a look at a couple more of these in a bit closer detail, starting off with, from my own hometown in Swords in Dublin, Swords Maestro for Barbara and Leonard Lowndes. This fella from an extremely good litter, Droopy Sydney out of Limini. He's only the one win to his card, but he's much better than that. He had a good victory up here in Shelbourne in 28.46, and I don't think the track was flying that night either, so that can be marked up. He's a perfect draw here in Trap 1, and I expect him to prove very difficult to beat. Trap 2, Droopy's Good, is a non-runner, so we'll move on to Trap 4, Deadly Destroyer for Gary Hannon and Carl Ramsbottom. This fella has some excellent form around both Shelbourne Park and Limerick, and showed his current well-being with a 28.63 trial around here. He starts and he stays 5-2-5 very strongly, but he must lead up Trap 1 for win purposes. And finally, we'll have a look at Trap 6. The local runner for Mary O'Connor. This fella yet to finish out of the first three, and Mary will be hoping he can qualify tonight by finishing in the first three. Some of you may not be too familiar with the sire Minor Mike. He's won 9 top class races. He 29.60 in Shelbourne, and he beat the likes of Sonic and Whoops Jack, etc. Off the rest, Vigorous Book for Ronnie White's in Trap 3. This fella's won 2 of his 6 races, a decent trial there last week in 29.05. And we'll just head back to Emma before they head into the traps, and then Eddie will join us with the commentary.
That's okay. Thanks, Barry. Yeah, I think this could be fought out between Trap 1 Swords Maestro and Trap 4 Deadly Destroyer. My selection is going to be Trap 4 Deadly Destroyer. I mean, he's always been running in top class company. He's a recent Kirby contender, and I think he just shows all around pace. I mean, Swords Maestro is very quick, so it could be a battle up front. So we'll hand you over to Eddie for your commentary.
Heat 1 of the Produce Stakes. In 1, Swords Maestro. 2, the Reserve Born Aoife. 3, Vigorous Buck. 4, Deadly Destroyer. 5, Nod Goes Pet. 6, Minor Trump. Here's behind traps. And away they go, and it's Trap 5 who comes away in front and leads up from 4 in second, and 1 in third is the drive into the bend. Trap 4 on the inside has the advantage. That's Deadly Destroyer. Goes around 2 lanes clear of Trap 1 in second. Swords Maestro. Trap 5 is third. Nod Goes Pet. And they're clear of Trap 6 in fourth. Into the third bend they go, and the split is 16.08. Very smart indeed. And it's still Trap 4 Deadly Destroyer, who's pulling clear now of Trap 1 in second. And 5 in third is the race up to the judge. It's Trap 4 who's going to win this very impressively. Deadly Destroyer, 1 second, 3 third, 4 1 and 3 for your trio. The winning time 28.28.
Well, what a way to start proceedings in Clonmel. 28.28 victory there for the Carl Ramsbottom trained Deadly Destroyer. Let's take a look at this from the start. Keep your eyes on Trap 1. Straight right from traps. Didn't give 2 and 3 much of a chance, but he did show good early up after that, the one dog Swords Maestro. But other than that, Deadly Destroyer, he showed real good early to lead, and he's 2 or 3 lengths clear as they hit the sprint box here down the back straight. As hard as Swords Maestro tries, he's not going to pick up dogs doing 28.28 in front, and Deadly Destroyer stretches the lead to 4 or 5 lengths here into the third bend. Little bit of trouble in behind Swords Maestro in third place, but Vigorous Book runs on well to snatch third, but up the home straight. No sign of this fella stopping Deadly Destroyer. He gallops all the way to the line, runs out a comfortable victor by maybe 6 or 7 lengths in a flying 28.28. So a fantastic start to the evening for Gary Hannon and Carl Ramsbottom. They've a couple more fancy runners to follow down there again this evening. Let's have a look at once more this replay. We'll focus now on the winner, Deadly Destroyer, in Trap 4. As I say, he does take a flyer from traps here. Yeah, well away. Does show good early up to lead. As I say, a small bit of trouble on the inside, but he showed good early pace. He's 2 or 3 lengths clear here, heading down the back straight. The rest of them getting in each other's way a little bit down the back straight, but as I say, into the third bend, he's going further and further clear, and it's a really good performance from here on in. Emma, a great way to start proceedings for Carl Ramsbottom. There was a decent performance.
A very good performance, Barry. I mean, one just came left at boxes. You know, he could possibly want a pitch a little further outside. You know, he was just moving off and just hampered 2 and 3 there. But Deadly Destroyer took an absolute flyer. They all went up to the bend fairly well, but he just came out the best of it. A little bit of trouble there at the third. But look, when you're doing 28, it's very hard to come from behind that, and he just set a searing gallop, always looked very comfortable, and seems to have taken to Clonmel really nicely, so I'm sure Carl Ramsbottom will be very, very pleased with that, and definitely a very good opening heat. Barry, what do you think?
It was indeed, so hopefully we have more of the same down there in Clonmel. That's a great start to proceedings. So runners are on parade now for race 2, so we'll take the parade in with commentator Ian Fortune.
Yeah, thanks very much, Barry. Very impressed with that first winner at Clonmel, Deadly Destroyer. Great for Gary Hanlon and Carl Ramsbottom, two great supporters of the game. Meanwhile, here at Shelbourne Park, the second race in your card, the retired Greyhound Trust A2550. They're on parade. 1, Valencia Royal for Owen McKenna, James Cunningham, Morris Jackson, son of Kinloch Bray and Fira Mosky. Next in the blue jacket is Almighty Denzo for Stephen Purcell and Ger Purcell, a son of Skywalker Farlow, Pine Candy. 3 in your card, Me Paisley Park for Michael English, the son of Patsy Sabbath, Me Like a Lucy. 4, Reserve D in your race card coming in. This is Burrow Tiger for James Nevin, Aveen Byrne, the son of Dribby's Jet, Hoofit Katie. 5 is Sugar Boost for Conor Byrne, son of Law Hill Blake and Some Tears with 3 wins on his card. And out in 6 is Butsy's Best for Jerry Holian, owned by the Butsy's Boccos or Butsy's Buccos Syndicate, a son of Ballymac Best and Kaliko Tommy, a talented individual and well housed on the outside. It is the retired Greyhound Trust A2550. They're on the way to traps, not long left to get involved.
Thanks a million, Ian. We're going to have a look at a couple of these in closer detail. Starting off with my fancy here, Valencia Royal for James Cunningham, Morris Jackson, and this one trained by Owen McKenna, classically bred by Kinloch Bray out of Fira Mosky. And he ran better than the form suggests here last week. He slightly missed a kick and straight away 5 came in on him and gave him no run to the bend. So you can ignore that 361 sectional. Earlier on he was a debut winner in Clonmel, winning in 29.08, and he made most of the running here April the 13th when just picked up down the back straight by Legal Thriller. Now Legal Thriller has went on to run in Open Race Company, so that was a decent bit of form, and I really like this one this evening from Trap 1 for Owen McKenna. Next up, we're going to have a look at Michael English's Me Paisley Park. This fellow was a little disappointing last week in the same race as Valencia Royal when he missed the kick. Previously that he had finished second behind Our Little Game, and he had a decent field in behind him when winning here March 2060. The likes of Night Honcho in behind and Razzle Dazzle Curtis, who's a finalist in tomorrow night's Saturday in Mullingar, but he does need to return to his best form. And out in 6, the main danger to my selection is a Butsy's Best for the Butsy's Bucco Syndicate, trained by Jerry Holohan. He has a decent card, this fella. He's 3 wins and 4 seconds from his 10 starts. Smart sprint winner around Limerick late last year, clocking an above average 18.70, and he got up late to win over 4 bends here on March the 5th. He's well drawn here as a sole wide seed, and he could lead out wide. So don't forget, plenty of betting options available for you this evening. Barking Buzz, there's a couple of trio guarantees and a jackpot starting in race 4. Why not try a trio on a forecast? There was some decent dividends, as I say, here last week. Same options apply for you in Clonmel. And myself and Ian Fortune have been given 2 charity bets this evening of €25, courtesy of BetDeck. So we'll hope to aid the coffers of the Irish Retired Greyhound Fund later on. So as I say, I've backed 4 selections this evening. This will be one of my stronger selections, Valencia Royal in Trap 1. Ian, have you any fancy yourself in this race?
Yeah, I'm sorry to say, Barry, but I'm opposing you. I'm going with Butsy's Best on the outside. I think he's been crying out for this step up and trip. I think the longer run to the corner will suit, and I think probably taking on a less sharper type opposition, he could just turn closer to the pace, and I just wouldn't be surprised if he put in a good run tonight for Jerry Holian and the Butsy's Bucco Syndicate. As I've said, a wide seed, out in 6. Yeah, he ticks all the boxes for me.
Yeah, grand. So not for the first time we're taking each other on, Ian, but yeah, I do think it is between 1 and 6, Valencia Royal and Buckeye's Best. But as I say, this fella, he's bred very well. He's by Fira Mosky. She was an amazing bitch over in the UK. And as I say, his run when he was picked up by Legal Thriller, at first when we seen that run we might have been a little disappointed, but we soon went on to see what Legal Thriller has become, and he's a real star in the making. So a quick show of betting. It's currently 2-1 joint favourites, Trap 1 Valencia Royal and Trap 6 Butsy's Best. It's then 4-1 Sugar Boost. The reserve in D, Glencoy Spark, is currently 5-1. He's sure to finish well. And after these, we have 6-1 Almighty Denzo and Me Paisley Park. Almighty Denzo, good form around Waterford, winning 3 times down there, and has been racing in hot company now here in Shelbourne against the likes of those days are gone here on April the 24th, and no luck when checked at the 3rd bend here on May the 8th. So I'm going to side with Trap 1 for Owen McKenna, Valencia Royal to kick off my night with a good start with 2-1. I think Butsy's Best could chase him home, so why not try our reverse forecast 1 to beat 6 here in race number 2 at Shelbourne Park. The dogs are just about all loaded into traps, so we will hand over to Ian Fortune for commentary of race number 2.
Or indeed, you could do 6 to beat 1. Anyway, they are going to Traps for this second contest here tonight. The retired Greyhound Trust Day 2 550. Great night's racing to look forward to. Some really competitive racing here at Shelbourne Park. And of course, brilliant action down at Clonmel. Well, they are in Traps now for the second here tonight at Shelbourne. The retired Greyhound Trust Day 2 550. 1 is Valencia Royal, 2 Almighty Denzo, 3 Me Paisley Park, 4 Burrow Tiger, 5 Sugar Boost, and 6 is Butsy's Best. The hair up behind Traps, racing, good start by 5. Sugar Boost took a flyer from boxes, leads into the bend, but now 6 Butsy's Best, showing good speed on the outside, appreciated the long run to the corner, and it goes on from in second spot, 1 Valencia Royal, back in third, you have 2 Almighty Denzo, and 3 improves Me Paisley Park, but they have to go some because 6 Butsy's Best, there's 5 in hand, 6 in hand now, increasing his lead all the time. Butsy's Best going to lead off the final turn and surely coast home to a comfortable success. In second is 1 Valencia Royal, but out front it's all about 6 Butsy's Best for Jerry Holian and the Butsy's Bucko Syndicate. The winning time, it's good, 29.85. Butsy's Best, mighty impressive, showed great early speed to hit the front early.
Okay, congratulations, Fortune. You got the forecast. Well done, well done. I had it in my ear going off the last bend. Did Ian pick 6 and 1, and I nodded. Yeah, you did. Well done. Good shout. It was a really impressive performance there by Butsy's Best. Have a look at it again. Didn't trap too well. 5 took a flyer, Sugar Boost, but 6 did show really, really good early pace up on the outside to lead at the first bend. My selection 1 got a decent run up into second place, and I thought he had a small chance here, but in 29.85 on this track that may be running slightly slow, he really hasn't got much of a hope of picking up the winner in front. A good 6 or 7 lengths clear into the third bend and showing no sign of stopping. That's a really good performance now. That's his 4th win from 11 starts. In behind me, Paisley Park runs on well enough. Valencia Royal did run quite well. He's beaten maybe 5 lengths in 29.85. If you were clocking 30 in there, I thought he would have went closer, maybe 30-20 or 30-30. Ian, good start for you. Not only the winner, but you got the second too.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure about the forecast, but the winner was a good winner. If you look at his sectionals in recent weeks, 226, 216, 217, he's obviously not the fastest of starters, but he had the early speed to win a sprint in 1870 at Limerick, so he clearly appreciates a longer run to the corner. He shot around the outside into the bend, and once doing so, he put his rivals to the sword, really motoring down into that third bend. He's gone on by 5-6 lengths, continues to increase his lead around the bottom 2 bends. He's running fluently out front, and as I said, he coasted home a very comfortable winner, the son of Ballymac Best and Kaleekal Tommy. I think the key to his future will be the longer run to the corner. I think 550 yards will be his trip, so keep an eye on this fellow. I'd be opposing him in 525s, but over 550 yards I'd always keep him onside.
Good shout. So now we're going to head down to Clonmel for race 2, the second heat of the Larry O'Rourke Produce Stakes, and I'm going to run through the runners. In trap 1 we have Reigns Confident, son of Confident Rankin, and Rathmore Destiny, owned and trained by Mr. Noel Freeman and Mr. Ben Freeman. In trap 2 we have your favourite, currently 5-4, Broke with Hope, owned and trained by the Step Into My Office Syndicate. Sounds quite seriously. He's currently your 5-4 favourite. In trap 3 we have the Timmy Holland owned, Graham Holland trained Riverside Chester, son of Sonic and Brightview Rocket, currently 130. In trap 4 another Graham Holland runner for the Pig Iron Syndicate, Nitro Hero, son of Clonmel Hero and Freedom Sandy. In 5 another runner for the Hollands, the House of Tutors, Billie's Tutor, son of Droopy's Roddick and Mustang Jill, currently your 2-1 second favourite. And out in trap 6 we have Thomas Powers, Playboy Chap, son of Lockhill Blake and Stream Babs. He's currently a 10-1 shot. So let's take a look at a couple of these in a little bit closer detail. We'll start off with trap 2, Broke with Hope. He's now your 7-4 favourite. Third fastest time of the year in Yaw when winning up there on the 21st of April. This fella can fly from traps, as his sectionals in Yaw will suggest, and he's got some good sectionals around Limerick, a 128 and a 129. His dam won the Healthcare and Transport Services Oaks in Shelbourne Park in 2018, also trained by Johnny Linehan, that one. Next up we're going to have a look at Nitro Hero for Graham Holland. This fella's shown good early pace in a couple of his previous runs. He led for much of the trip in Shelbourne Park on the 1st of May. Has 2 wins over course and distance, and his 28.71 run here in January does read very well in this contest. The next one we're going to look at is trap 5, Billie's Tutor. This fella produced a stunning debut effort at Dundalk, winning in 21.18 for a 400, and that remains the fastest time of the year to date in Dundalk. Wide margin winner of an A2 in Shelbourne Park earlier in the month, and the draw could suit. But I'm going to go trap 2 here, Broke with Hope. Emma, what are your thoughts?
Thanks, Barry. Yeah, like you said, Graham Holland holds a very strong hand here with 3 runners. He's definitely going to have a big part to play. I think this could be fought out between Trap 2, Broke With Hope, Trap 4, Nitro Hero, and my selection, Trap 5, Billie, Tutor. Look, Trap 1 reigns confident, very good at boxes. We saw that in the unracing in Scorty. A very tight railer, so is 100% going to be favouring this draw. Taking a little jump from A1 to double AO, you know, it's a big jump, so it is a bit of a big ask, but, you know, she's a fast starter on her inside, so he's going to have to be quick away. Trap 2, Broke With Hope, another puppy that we became very familiar with during the Kirby. You know, he was learning his trade, but running in against the best pups in the country, so he's definitely performing at this level. He done a flying 28.39 in his last run in Caul, and that is very, very good. And with a 4.03 sectional, I mean, it's very, very impressive. It will take him a long way here tonight. You know, he's definitely going to be a big player, and I definitely have him in the trio, that's for sure. Trap 3, Riverside Chester, very smart at boxes and has great early dash. Opened his account in Cork, of course, and he's been a winner in Shelbourne, 28.69 most recently here in Clonmel, and you know, he definitely looks to be taken to this track well, so if he takes a flyer, you can't rule him out. Trap 4 and Nitro Hero made his debut in Clonmel, where he was very, very fast away, and he showed great early as well. He looks to be enjoying this track, and he might not have had the most easiest time in recent outings, so he's going to be looking for a bit of a cleaner run, and he does step up in company here, but he does have good early to lead to the front. My selection is going to be Billie's Tutor in Trap 5. I really do like this pup. I know there's some very excited connections watching on here tonight for the House of Tutor Syndicate. He's very well bred and very fast, showed brilliant pace in his first race, so you can't rule him out. I mean, a 21.18 in Dundalk takes a serious running. Like I said earlier, I think he could fight it out with Trap 2. I think if he can get his trapping together, like we saw in Dundalk, he's going to go a long way in this race. And finally, out in Trap 6, we have Playboy Trap, another pup who has good experience here in Clonmel. He ran in the unraced here. We saw back in January, where admittedly he probably didn't get the clearest run. Went to Waterford, and he's been coming through the grades really nicely. But, you know, he was running in great company, so you can't rule him out. But I'm going to stick with Billie's Tutor, and I'm going to hand you over to Eddie for your commentary.
Well goes for Heat 2. In Trap 1, Reigns Confident. 2, Broke With Hope. 3, Riverside Chester. 4, Nitro Hero. 5, Billie, Tutor. 6, Playboy Trap. The hares behind Traps. And they're racing, and Trap 6 is first to show, but he's quickly joined by 3 and 4, and it's 3 and 4 who dispute the lead going into the bend. 3 just holding it, that's Riverside Chester. Goes around a length, 2 lengths clear of Traps 4 and 5 who are battling for second and third. As they pass halfway now with 300 yards to go, it's still Trap 3, Riverside Chester. His split time is 16.08, another smart run. He's not far out, clear of Trap 5, Billie Tutor in second and Trap 4. Nitro Hero in third. They're 1, 2 and 3 for Graham Holland as they turn for home. It's Riverside Chester holding up 5, finishes strongly and gets up on the line. Billie Tutor 5, 3 and 4, your unofficial result 28.80.
Yeah, smart performance there. I think it might just have been a 1, 2, 3 for the Hollands. Trap 4 was pedalling back in third place, but I think he might have just held off Trap 2 for third place. We'll have a look at this again. Let's have a look at another replay. All eyes here on Trap 5. Billie's Tutor, the dog with the good sprint form, didn't really come away in his best fashion, but stayed wide and showed good early to the bend to get himself in a challenging position. As Emma alluded to before the race, Riverside Chester had some smart early pace sectionals, and he showed this again tonight. Runs really strong into the bend and again into the third bend. Billie's Tutor is making big ground into the third bend on the outside, and this fella, as I say, his best form is over sprint distances, so he will improve with a little bit more racing. In behind him, Trap 4, Nitro Hero is just, I think he just hangs on from Trap 4, but just awaiting the official result. I think 3 may have hung on down there. Emma, I think 3 may have just hung on. I'm going to have another replay with yourself. What are your first thoughts when they cross the line?
I'd be agreeing with you, Barry, but I don't want to get anyone's hopes up, so I'll wait for the official confirmation. But that was a serious run from Billie's Tutor. I mean, Trap 3, Riverside Chester, very smart early pace. I mean, got to the bend in front where he wanted to be, looked in control, you know, had a nice advantage down the back straight. And Trap 5, Billie's Tutor, and Trap 4, Nitro Hero were together for halfway down the back straight. And Then you just saw Trap 5 getting into his stride, and he really found himself, and well, what a run it was on his run in home. I mean, he looked very, very strong and a brilliant winner. I mean, I wouldn't mind having him. I don't know about you, Barry.
Yeah, I'd have any of the first, second, third, fourth, fifth or sixth if they were going, please, Emma. Any of those would do me. So we're going to have a look at the runners for race 3 in Shelbourne Park. I'm going to quickly run through the parade with you. In Trap 1 we have Home Sassy, this one owned and trained by Marcella Campbell of County Laois, a daughter of Patsy Sabbath, and Home Julie. In Trap 2, my selection here, 11-day favourite for Dolores Merriman, it's Highview Magnet. This one a daughter of Patsy Sabbath and Highview Idol. She's won 2 of her 3 starts. In Trap 3, Yonder She Goes, owned and trained by Donald Maloney in County Carlow, a daughter of Law Hill Blake and Tober Maher. In Trap 4 we've Jimmy Buckley's Jamira Spring, a daughter of Droopy's Jet and Jamira Laws, currently a 3-1 chance. In Trap 5 we have the Porrick Hoban owned Newport Diva, this one trained by Martin Fahy, a daughter of Spartan Maestro and Love Honey, currently a 4-1 chance. And in Trap 6 we have Michael Devereux's Tanakh Solace, a daughter of Patsy Sabbath and Glenn Lee. She also is a 4-1 chance and the only wide seed in the race. So let's have a look at a couple of these, and my selection is Trap 2, Highview Magnet. This is an exciting young bitch. She's been excellent in her last 2 starts around here. She displayed big early pace to make all, and this time out for me currently the 4th. So we're going to spring Gary Buckley in being around Limerick and in Galway in recent weeks. No luck in the Limerick Oaks last time, but previously to that had won 3 of her 5 starts, and she's from a very fast litter, so don't ignore this one. And out in Trap 6 we have Tanakh Solace for Michael Devereux. Promising youngster, took it up down the back straight here last week for a wide margin victory. She's a sole wide seed tonight, and her record of 2 from 2 over course and distance from Trap 6 is quite impressive. I'd like to give a mention to Trap 3 here, Yonder She Goes. Any viewers who are north of 35 will remember this one's great dam, I think it was, a bitch called Tá Fáilte Roat. It was actually owned by Mick Maloney. She was around in the early 2000s, and she threw many a Saturday night Shelbourne Park dog. She really was a classy blood bitch. So I'm going to side with Trap 2 here. Currently your 6-4 favourite. Ian, what are you going to side with in race number 3?
Well, I just want to point out that you obviously are working off an early week card, because Trap 4 is now known as Velvet Spring, and is owned by Tanakh Buckley. So obviously Jimmy has sold it to his brother, Velvet Spring. This is one I'm actually interested in, at 28.89 around Galway. Very well bred, being out of Jamira Lawls and staying on in recent starts in the Limerick Oaks. I just wouldn't be surprised now if this lady was to improve on what she's shown thus far. Of course, Tanakh has won in Oaks in the past with Velvet All Jam, and I'm sure that's where this lady will be heading in a couple of weeks' time. Highview Magnet did run well last time out. That form has certainly been franked in the latest race, because behind her on that occasion was Butsy's Best, who we just saw winning in fine style. It's one of those contests where you could probably run it 4 or 5 times, get 4 or 5 different results, but those would be the 2 that would interest me: 4 Velvet Spring and 2 Highview Magnet.
Off an early card, as I'm a workaholic. As soon as the card went up, I was straight into work. I was literally waiting up the night before for the card to come out, so that's why I was working off an early card, Ian. So yes, as I say, runners are just about to head to Traps. I'm going to side with Trap 2, Highview Magnet. As I said, the A1 she won here last time out, in my opinion, was slightly stronger than the A1 she contests here tonight. Velvet Spring, as she's now known, can rate a big danger for new owners now, but as I say, 3 from 6, she's a 50% strike rate. But I'm going to pin my colours to Dolores Merriman's Highview Magnet in the hope she can make all here this evening. And Ian, don't forget your charity bet for later on, €25 charity bet courtesy of BetDac. I'm going to save mine until the last race here in Shelbourne Park. Save the best until last. So I was close to selecting Highview Magnet. As I say, I think she's one of the better bets on the card tonight. I expect her to make all, and as you can see in this race, we have 6 bitches in this race, and I'm sure, this being an A1, all 6 may be entered up in the Sporting Press online edition Irish Oaks, which starts here in Shelbourne Park next Saturday night. Promises to be a cracking competition. We have some decent bitches running here later on in the card in preparation for this competition that starts next week. So Ian, the dogs are just about all loaded. I'm going to side with Trap 2, Highview Magnet. Over to you.
Yeah, thanks, Barry. As you can see, the loading process is underway. As I've suggested, I wouldn't be surprised if anything won this, to be honest. There doesn't seem to be an awful lot between them on the card, although Highview Magnet is the likely raced runner, open to plenty of improvement, and that generally is the way the Merrimans work. Their dogs tend to improve for their first 2 or 3 races. Well, that's it, all in traps. The runners for this third race here this evening: in 1, Home Sassy; 2, Highview Magnet; 3, Yonder She Goes; 4, Velvet Spring; 5, Newport Diva; 6 is Tanakh Solace. Hair up behind traps. Racing flying start by Trap 2. Highview Magnet leads to the bend from in second spot. 4, Velvet Spring; in 1, Home Sassy around the bend, and 2, Highview Magnet has increased her lead. 5, Newport Diva left in second as 4 is clipped from behind Velvet Spring, but it's out front 2, Highview Magnet, that races on by 5 lengths. 5 in second, Newport Diva definitely closing the gap, showing plenty of pace. Then comes 6, Tanakh Solace, and 4, Velvet Spring, but off the final turn it's 2, Highview Magnet has to keep up to her game, but she goes on to score. 5, Newport Diva, and Eyecatcher in second, Velvet Spring third. The winning time, it's quick, 28.55. A fine display by the Dolores Merriman owned Highview Magnet.
Yes, thank you, Ian. Yes, she really is a smart bitch. She's one I'd like a lot. Let's have a look at this. She takes an absolute flyer from Trap 2, just moves slightly to the middle, but that's real good early pace. She's already gone 3 lengths clear. Small bit of trouble in behind. Velvet Spring doesn't get the best of runs. Keep an eye on Trap 5 here, Newport Diva for Martin Fahey. Shows real good pace into the third bend to close down the winner, clocking 28.55. She reduced the deficit from maybe 6 or 7 to maybe at best 3.5 into the third bend, and stayed on strongly all the way up the home straight. That's her Dublin debut here now, and she's well bred sort this one. When you look back at the likes of her breeding, you can see the likes of Linger, Martinstown Gold and Kildallan Maid, so she was always going to run on strongly. But I really like that bitch Highview Magnet, and I think she could be one to follow during the Oaks. But keep an eye on Trap 5 there. She ran on really strongly, Newport Diva. Ian, take a look at this yourself.
Yeah, lots to like about her Trap 2 Highview Magnet. As you can see, she flashed from traps. She has a 2:06 in her card. That's probably as fast, if not faster. In second spot, 4, Velvet Spring got clipped on the bend. Didn't have the early speed to clear them. 5, though, Newport Diva is a real eye catcher in second spot. This daughter of Sparta Maestro and Love Honey, as you've said yourself, Barry. Plenty of pace and stamina in the pedigree, and it does stay on very well. But 2, Highview Magnet, she continues to race right to the winning line, and in the end, she's not been picked up in those last 25 yards. She keeps on going, and a fine display by Highview Magnet. It was only her 4th career start, so she's certainly deserving of her place in the Oaks. She'll need to improve a bit more now, 28.55, but at the same time I wouldn't rule out that happening.
Thanks a million, Ian. Yeah, the more I look at that replay, I suppose the eye was drawn to Newport Diva in Trap 5, and as I mentioned, when you look back at some of her breeding, the likes of Linger, Martinstown Gold and Kildallan Maid, she's a 70-pound bitch, so plenty of improvement still to come from her, and the way she runs on, you'd expect her to progress a couple of rounds in the Oaks if that's the route they decide to go down here next week. I presume it will be, but she's definitely one to keep an eye on there, Newport Diva. Highview Magnet, she's done nothing wrong. That's now 3 wins from her 4 starts. As I say, she was very impressive here last week in what I thought was a stronger race when she won. Made all clocking 28.78, beating Butsy's Best, who won our second race here, clocking 29.85 for the 5.50. So that's 3 races down at Shelbourne Park. We're about to head to Clonmel for race number 3. Just going to give you a quick quiz question at home for you. With the produce stakes starting tonight, there's only been 2 sires who have produced more than 1 winner of the produce stakes in the last 50 years. So I'll give you the answer after the next race. Can you name them? As I say, 2 sires who have produced more than 1 winners of the produce stakes. So dogs are about to go on parade for race 3 down in Clonmel. This is the Bet on the Tote Novice 525, and don't forget, tote options are available for you this evening. Now, this is a race, obviously, for dogs who have yet to have a run, so we're going to focus a lot of our attention here on the breeding. And in Trap 1, we have Tis Out to Lunch. This one owned and trained by John Carroll and Laura Carroll in Hugginstown. This one a daughter of Derby winner Bally Ann Sim and Maddie's Dream. In Trap 2, Tivoli Pat, owned and trained by James Kennedy in Clonmel. This one a son of Law Hill Blake and Galloping Maeve. Trap 3, Part Blake for Miss Una Creed and Miss Mary O'Connor, also from Clonmel. This one is a full brother of Trap 2, also a son of Lahill Blake and Galloping May of September 19 litter. And the trend continues. 4 and 5 are litter brothers. So in trap 4 we have Barra Bedrock. This one owned and trained by Mrs. Joy Sanders from Ballinagarry. This one a son of Droopers Sydney and Emer's Diva. And in trap 5 Emer's Taz for Mr. JJ Dunn in Thurles. This one also a son of Droopy Sydney and Emer's Diva. And finally in trap number 6 we have Hollybush Heart, owned and trained by Miss Emma Quirk and Aoife Quirk from Care. They are the runners for race number 3, the Bet on the Tote Novice 525 in Clonmel. Emma, what are your thoughts here for race 3 at Clonmel?
Thanks, Barry. Yeah, a novice 525, so there's very little to go on. You have to really focus on breeding, but I'm going to take a chance on this being between the two brothers, Tivoli Pat in trap 2 and Park Lake in trap 3. Going back to trap 1 though, tis out to lunch. I mean, her father is a Derby winner, so she's exceptionally well bred. Her mother, Maddie's dream is by the beloved College Causeway, so the lines there are just brilliant. Her qualifying trails look very good and promising, so definitely one to be keeping an eye on, and hopefully she can use the red box to her advantage tonight. My selection is going to be Tivoli Pat in trap 2, a very young puppy. And James Kennedy is a local man. He's very shrewd with a dog, and this lad will be definitely going out at his best tonight, hoping he can clear what's on his inside and just get a clear run, and hopefully he can just make the bend. He definitely won't be lonely out there though, because his brother is on his outside, Park Lake, and you know has a very impressive times for a puppy, so he does look very, very promising. Mary O'Connor and Una Creed owns the brood, so it's going to be a very special moment to see these two running for them. Barra Bedrock, so very young, out in trap 4, definitely will be learning his craft. And some very exciting puppies and very, very well bred. It's very hard to pick a winner. Barry, what were your thoughts?
Yeah, it is quite hard to pick a winner. As I say, we've no form to go on. We're literally just going on the breeding. But there are a couple of well-bred sorts in here in the Bet on the Tote Novice 525. Of course, if you fancy a small flutter, why not get on the Barking Buzz and try an win place, forecast or tricast. Jackpot starting in the next race at Shelbourne Park in race number 4. But Emma, like you, I'm going to side with trap 2 here, Tivoli Pat, currently 3-1. As I say, a son of Lahill Blake and Galloping Maeve. His trials weren't spectacular, but a 16.71 trial over the 300 there last week ain't too bad for a pup of his age. He's only a September 19. And of the rest, a very well-bred Emer's Taz. This one, a daughter of Emer Sydney. It's the first litter to run, but the dam was decent. So we're going to head down to Eddie for commentary of race number 3.
Bell goes for the novice, 5-5 in 1. Tis out to lunch in 2. Tivoli Pat, 3 Park Blake, 4 Barra Bedrock, 5 Emer's Taz, 6 Hollybush Heart. Here's behind traps. And they're off and running in. Trap 6 is first to show and leads up quickly, followed by Trap 3, and it's Trap 3 on the inside, Park Blake, who hits the front and goes around the length, clear of 6 in second. 1 runs wide at the first bend, and 5 now moves into third. As they pass the 300-yard marker, it's Trap 3, Park Blake, who stretches clear of 6 in second and 5 in third. The split is 16-31. Could be a decent debut for Trap 3, Park Blake, as he pulls clear now of 6 in second. It's going to be close for second, but no doubt about the winner. Park Blake wins comfortably, close for second between 1 and 6. We'll leave that to the judge. Winning time, a smart 28.76.
Yes, 28.76, a cracking debut for one so young. Emma, we picked the wrong brother. We went for 2. The other brother won in trap 3, Park Blake. This is a very, very, very good performance for one so young on debut. Take a look at him here. He comes away quite well, slightly stumbles, but he shows really, really good early pace. Swings a little bit wide in towards the first bend, but he's very inexperienced, and he will come on a lot for this run. Down the back straight, he leads by about 2 lengths from trap 6, Hollywood Heart in second. A gap to Emer's Taz, and tis out to lunch back in third. But at this stage, Park Blake is now 7, 8, 9 lengths clear, and the race is over as a contest. He's continuing to pull further and further clear, maybe 10 or 12 clear at this stage. Shows no sign of stopping, and up to the line. It's a one-dog contest, 28.76. As I say, fantastic run for Park Blake. Really exciting sort for Una Creed and Mary O'Connor in Clonmel. Emma, we picked the wrong brother, but it was a truly amazing performance for one so young, 28.76.
Yeah, Barry, look, Hollybush Heart in trap 6, she took an absolute flyer. 3 showed very good early, definitely learning his track craft. You know, he's going to be keeping in a little bit tighter. Next time, a brilliant time, you know, for such a youngster. There was a little bit of shuffling at the second bend, but the winner just roared clear, and a brilliant winner, so one to look forward to in the future.
Yeah, meanwhile here at Shelbourne Park, they're on parade for the fourth race in your car, the Talking Dogs Online TV Open 525. And what a cracking race this is. In one, Jumeirah Bridge for Jerry Holian, bidding for a double here tonight, owned by Dennis Curtin, the son of Drewby's Jet. Jumeirah Laws, perfectly housed in the fence, a possible pace setter. 2 is Razzle Dazzle Monarch, a joy to own, I'd say, this fellow for the Kildare Kilcolgan Syndicate trained Neelis O'Connell, good winner last time, the son of makeshift Razzle Dazzle Prue. In 3, Port Lamont Flash, a good winner here a couple of nights ago in 28.57, owned by Margaret Doherty, son of Linson Panda Fork Lightning. 4 is Bull Run Norris. What a performer this fellow is and capable of being, trained by Pat Buckley for Gilbert Anderson. If he gets his trapping right, it'll be very hard to stop the son of Bull Run Bolton, Tullamac Java. 5 is Almighty Paddy for Ger Purcell, the son of Skywalker Farlow and Pine Candy. And completing the lineup in trap 6 is the very talented Miss Joss, owned by the Mullins Curtin Syndicate, a daughter of Sparta Maestro and Blundell Spark. She's very unlucky to go out of the Limerick Oaks last time, but she is the Christmas Oaks winner here at Shelbourne Park. She has loads of pace and she's a leading fancy.
Yeah, thanks a million, Ian. Race 4, as you say, the Talking Dogs Online TV A0525, and this marks the start of the Pick 4 jackpot, which is currently guaranteed €200. I expect it to tip on a little bit bigger than that. So I'm going to have a look at a couple here in this race, starting with Trap 1, Jumeirah Bridge. This one trained by Jerry Holohan, looking for a double here this evening. He's son of Drewby's Jet and Jumeirah Laws. This fella, he has plenty of ability. Huge run here, October the 10th last year, when making on to win in 28.28, and he was an impressive winner, making all on the 1st of May here last week. In that was a semi-final of the A0 retired Greyhound 525. In the final, he missed the kick, but he showed huge pace to hit the front down the back straight, and he was only collared close home. He's a big chance to lead up the inside here. Razzle Dazzle Monarch, not the smartest, the way you'd expect Jumeirah Bridge to be able to outpace him into the corner. Next one we're going to have a look at here is Trap 4, Bull Run Norris. This one owned by Gilbert Anderson in Oxfordshire, trained by Pat Buckley. This fellow was a semi-finalist in the recent Cesarewitch in Mullingar over 600. But this trip, I think, will be more to his liking. He 28.02 here last year, and that would certainly suffice. He's plenty of early pace inside him now here in 1 and 3, Jumeirah Bridge and Port Lomond Flash, and he will need to be on his toes early to get a run. He wasn't trapping great in Mullingar, but the long run up was suiting him, and he was showing huge early pace down in Mullingar. Finally, we're going to have a look at the bitch in Trap 6. For the Mullins Curtin Syndicate, it is, of course, Miss Josh. She's a smashing bitch, this one, as Ian has already mentioned. She was slightly unlucky in the SIS Limerick Oaks. She's some fine form around here late last year and early this year. She's not much early pace next door to her in Trap 5, and she could lead out wide here. She's a perfect draw, being the sole wide seed. So of the rest of them, Almighty Paddy has won over a variety of trips, and he's won over 6 spends here, 41.94. That's not a bad run at all. He's 32.51 for the 600, and of course a 28.77 win over 525. So he's not to be ignored in this contest. Port Lomond Flash came in as a reserve to win here on the 1st of May, making most in 28.57. He'll be looking to get first run on Trap 1. And then in Trap 2 we have Razzle Dazzle Monarch. What a servant this fella has been. He's been placed in 33 of his 45 starts. He won over, very versatile sort as well, he won over hurdles in Cork on December the 5th, and he retains all his own ability, as he showed here last week, and winning in 28.57. So a quick show of betting. Bull Run Norris is currently your favourite at 2-1. We then have Miss Joss, as she's now just gone favourite at 7-4. Jumeirah Bridge next in at 11-4, and at 6-1 bar these 3. I'm going to side with Trap 1, Jumeirah Bridge. I think he's a real good chance to lead up the inside, and I think if he does get a start right and lead, he could post a 28.40 run in conditions here tonight. So I think if you're leading and doing 28.40, although Miss Joss is a classy performer, so too is Bull Run Norris. It could be hard to come from behind. It's Trap 1 for me. Ian, your selections?
Yeah, I'm actually going to use my charity bet here. I'm going to go with Bull Run Norris. 2-1 sounds good to me. He'd carry these if he was on level terms after 3 strides. That's been his problem in recent starts. He's been running into Cesaro showing loads of pace. So if he traps in level terms, I think Bull Run Norris will be very hard to beat. He looked a real superstar last year in the Champion Open unraced around Kilkenny. He was pipped in the final, but in defeat he lost nothing because, you know, he just really did look the part through that competition. just things didn't quite go right from the back end of the year. Took him a while to acclimatise here to Shelbourne Park, but as you've said, he has 28.02 in his card, and I just would not be surprised that this dog, if he hit the lids here tonight, would do something similar, because he has massive pace. So Trap 4 Bull Run Norris is my charity selection, if that's okay, Barry.
That's fine, Ian. 2 to 1. Sure, we'll give you a bit of 9 to 4. Say nothing. I don't think there's anybody listening to us. 9 to 4, Ian. There you go. Bull Run Norris. I do agree with you. If he does trap, he has a huge chance. But as we've seen in Mullingar recently, he hadn't been trapping great. And this return to a straighter hair as he goes past him, it may just catch him out. But if he does trap on terms, he's the one they all have to beat. Best of luck for the charity bet, Ian. Over to you.
Yeah, indeed. The runners now in traps for this fourth race here this evening. The Talking Dogs online TV open 5-2-5. In 1, Jumeirah Bridge. 2 is Razzle Dazzle Monarch. 3, Portlamont Flash. 4, Bull Run Norris. 5, Almighty Paddy. And out in 6, we have Miss Joss. The hare coming up behind traps. Racing, good start by Trap 3, Portlamont Flash edges inwards, and now 4, Bull Run Norris showing speed up the outside. Bull Run Norris on the opening corner, goes round in front of 2, Razzle Dazzle Monarch, then comes 6, Miss Joss, but Bull Run Norris moves on by a couple of lengths to 2, Razzle Dazzle Monarch, who won't give in second. 6, Miss Joss trying to wind up her challenge in third, but it's still 4, Bull Run Norris, but 2, Razzle Dazzle Monarch is edging up the inside and takes up the running. It's 2, Razzle Dazzle Monarch, Bull Run Norris coming back for more. Desperately tight finish. Bull Run Norris on the near side, Razzle Dazzle Monarch on the far side. The winning time 28.39. That really is tight, you know.
I think we are up, Ian. Well, I think you are up, Ian, but we're all in this together. I think Bull Run Norris has just held on. Let's see, can we get a slow-mo as they hit the line? From my vantage point, I thought he just dived right at the perfect time. But as I say, I've been wrong before. Here we go. Here we coming up past the 5-2-5 yard boxes, 25 yards to go. Just watch on the bob. I think 4 might have just. Here we go. Oh, I wish I was in the stand. My usual vantage point. It's desperately close. Heading into the third bend, I thought Razzle Dazzle Monarch was going to pick up and go away and win by a length or so. But Bull Run Norris, he really battled hard to give himself a chance on the line. At first impressions, I thought he just got there on the line. Let's have a look at the replay again. 3 dived inwards at the start. Portlamont Flash gave a Bull Run Norris the bit of early room he needed, and he showed great early pace. Although if you're a Bull Run Norris fan heading into the back straight, the one dog you really didn't want hot on your heel was Razzle Dazzle Monarch. This fella normally finishes well, and he's done so again here tonight. Here's the result. Not just yet, sorry. And after the last bend, it looks as though Razzle Dazzle Monarch is going to pick up and go away, but to his credit, Bull Run Norris comes back and gives himself a chance right on the line. Still no result just in. It's desperately close. What we're hoping for has just got there. Ian, maybe you have a better view than me, maybe not. What were your first impressions?
Yeah, first impressions probably Trap 4. To be honest, if you gave me evens, I'd probably take it. When you're on the outside, you do have a fair bit in hand. If it looks very close in the line and they're spread out like that, always go with the dog on the outside. Now the phone call will come and they'll probably tell us Trap 2 is up, but no, I'd be happy enough to side with Trap 4. Although the longer it goes on, the more likely it is for a dead heat. As you can see, Bull Run Norris does show good speed to go to the front. I must say I am disappointed that it got to a photo finish. I thought a dog of his ability, once he was 2 lengths clear down the back straight, should be winning by certainly 2 lengths in this type of company. Razzle Dazzle Monarch, as good and as strong as he is, I think Bull Run Norris should be winning a race like that. And here's the result. Hello. Thanks. Yeah, indeed, confirmation Trap 4 did get up 4-2-1. The winning time 28.39. It was close, but Bull Run Norris got up in the closing yards to once again beat Razzle Dazzle Monarch.
Excellent stuff, Ian. That's a few quid in the pocket for the Irish Retired Greyhound Trust. And all pressure on me now, but I'm going to save the best till last in the last race here at Shelbourne Park. But well done, a nice start. So we're heading back to Clonmel, and it is Heat 3, Race 4 of the Larry O'Rourke National Produce Stakes. We'd like to say a big thank you to Larry O'Rourke for sponsoring the Produce Stakes yet again. I briefly spoke to him on Wednesday. He's delighted to be involved in the competition, and he wishes everyone the very best of luck. He has a runner in the competition later on himself, so let's hope he can go a couple of rounds for Larry. Now, earlier on I gave you a quick question about the 2 dogs who have sired more than 1 winner of the Produce Stakes. So if you said Top Honcho and Frightful Flash, you were wrong. It was, in fact, Droopy's Vieri. He had 2 winners, and I'm Slippy had 3 winners in a row. There was also a dog called The Great Champion, had 3 winners back in the early 50s, but If my memory doesn't go back that far. So anyway, as I say, back to race 4, and we're going to go through the runners in race 4, heat 3 of the Larry O'Rourke National Produce Stakes. And in trap 1 we have the second favourite. It's the John Kennedy owned and trained Good Cody, a son of Definite Opinion and Solo Arc. This fellow, he has won one of his 6 races, but he has the ability to improve on that. In trap 2, we have Kieran Hicks Viper's Buzz, son of Good News and Smashing Bitch JT Osprey. In trap 3, we have the John Meehan owned and trained Bling Bling Paul, son of SH Avatar and Kalinin Reina. In trap 4, Darby's Delight, owned by Conor Byrne in Navan and trained by Needius O'Connell, son of Over Limit and Kitty's Box. In trap 5, we have the local runner for Arthur Morrissey, Pepe Le Pew, a son of Droopy's Jet and Absolutely Ace. And out in trap 6, we have the Hovex Racing Syndicate's Boxes, son of Crowhan Ronnie and Moher's Jam, this one trained by Graham Holland. So, Emma, I'm going to side with trap 1 and have a look at them in a moment. What do you fancy here, Emma?
Yeah, Barry, well, this is another cracking heat, and I think it can be a very, very tight affair. I could see a battle happening out front between trap 1, Good Cody, trap 2, Viper's Buzz, and trap 4, Derby's Delight. This is a very, very hot affair. Trap 1, Good Cody, he has some very good trial form, and if he can back that up well, he's going to have a massive, massive chance. He began his career down in Tralee, and his time suggests he's seriously fast, and you know, there's definitely more to come with this dog. He's competed in great company, he's learning on the job, and he maybe just hasn't put it all together yet, but we're looking forward to seeing him tonight. I think it's only a matter of time with him, really. My selection is going to be trap 2, Viper's Buzz, for Kieran Hicks. His dad is a Derby winner and he's a great litter. You know, he's the brother to Medusa, so they're a litter who've been performing at the top level already. 2 exceptional trials in Clonmel. I mean, 28.62 and a 28.49. That's some serious running here, and very good form around Shelbourne too. He starts good, finishes strong, and I just thought he could be the one tonight. You know, he really did catch my eye. He ran in the Kirby, so you know that he's been running in with dogs who are just top class. Don't be surprised if this lad goes well, that's for sure. Bling Bling Paul in trap 3. A very strong stare. Maybe some were surprised when he was qualifying away throughout the Kirby, and he was even a finalist in the Sean O'Connor Cup. His latest trials suggest that he hasn't quite come to grips with Clonmel yet, but don't be surprised if this lad goes quick this evening. Trap 4, Derby's Delight, another classy contender with brilliant trials. You know, he stopped the clock in at 28.37, which takes a lot of running, and I think the pace is all there. So we're going to hand you over to Eddie, and well, it's an open affair.
The bell goes for heat 3 of the Produce Stakes. In trap 1, Good Cody, 2, Viper's Buzz, 3, Bling Bling Paul, 4, Derby's Delight, 5, Pepe Le Pew, 6, Boxes. Here's behind traps. And they're away in racing. It's a very level start with trap 1 now showing prominently in the early stages from 5. That's Good Cody and Pepe Le Pew. As they go around the bend in that order, trap 2 now moves into 3rd, but entering the back straight and with 300 yards to go, it's trap 1, Good Cody, setting a hot pass. 3 lengths clear of trap 5, Pepe Le Pew, who's 4 lengths clear of trap 2 and 3rd, that's Viper's Buzz. As they pass the 3rd bend in 16-second split, this could be a super run from Good Cody. He stretches clear up the home straight from 5 and 2. As they cross the line, it's 1 win, 2 second, 5 third, 1, 2 and 5 for your trio. The winning time 28.52.
Yes, congratulations to John Kennedy there. Superb performance from Good Cody, making virtually all from trap 1 in 28.52 with a 16-second split to the 3rd bend. Let's take a look again. Very well away from the inside. Trap 2 moved off slightly. 5 showed good early pace. Pepe Le Pew, he had been sprinting and he's a good record around Clonmel. But into the back straight, trap 1, Good Cody, he had been running on strongly in a couple of his starts. Trap 5, as I say, a short runner, but ran a blinder to finish in 3rd. And keep your eye on Viper's Buzz back in 3rd place. He eventually finishes 2nd. But up front, Good Cody, he ain't stopping. Up the home straight, he's going on to win by 5 or 6 lengths. Viper's Buzz runs on well to get 2nd. Pepe Le Pew, as I say, 5 runs around the course with 4 wins and a 2nd. He ran quite well, but a good win for John Kennedy trained Good Cody. Emma, a decent performance from trap 1 there, Good Cody.
Yeah, a brilliant performance, and it's great to see the Kennedys with a winner here. I thought he ever so slightly maybe he's just stumbled coming out of boxes, but when he found his feet, that early dash carried him lovely to the first bend. Very, very comfortable down that back straight. He just set a searing gallop, and I thought 5 got himself into a very nice position as well. Maybe just slightly died on the run in home, and Viper's Buzz took it up, finishing very strongly too. But it was all about the winner, Good Cody, a very, very talented youngster. You know, I did say it was just a matter of time, and this lad really did back up that trial form tonight, so a very impressive winner. What were your thoughts, Barry?
Yeah, he was very, very good, Emma. He's definitely one to take seriously with. In the rest of the competition, I'll keep an eye on Trap 2 there. He ran quite well for Kieran Hicks, it was, in second place there. He's one to focus on. So later on in the programme, we will be looking back at the semi-finals of the Cesarewitch, which took place in Mullingar last Monday night. Of course, the final is due to be run in around 4 o'clock tomorrow in the Westmead venue. So we'll take a look at the 2 semi-finals at the end of the show. Now, we're on to race 5 here in Shelbourne Park. It's to find us on Facebook, A1525. So we have in Trap 1 here, Waikiki Bomber, who has been contesting the Island Bridge Sprint. He steps back up to 4 bends here this evening. In Trap 2, Montauk for Liam and Debbie O'Rourke. This fella's a model of consistency, winning 9 of his 36 starts. And I'll just give you a quick show of betting. So we have Night Hurricane for Ollie Bray, 9-4. Next in, we have Razzle Dazzle Maya and Waikiki Bomber, 3-1 each of 2. We have 4-1 Carrigain North, 5-1 Montauk, and 5-1 Toker Highway in Trap 4. So they're about to go on parade. We'll pass you over to Mr. Ian Fortune.
Thank you. We're getting very official there, Barry. Mr. Ian Fortune here in the commentary box. As you can see, the runners just making the way forward for this 5th race. Another competitive affair. You know, do you expect the likes of Montauk to go up well in Trap 2? And I see Carrigain North with the 2:13 last time, probably needs to go a bit faster. Night Hurricane is another dog with claims. But as you can see, about to parade. Southern Parade for this 5th race here at Shelbourne. To find us on Facebook, A1525. One is Waikiki Bomber for the Liam Bryan Syndicate, trained by Peter Cronin, son of Droopy's Jet and Bramble Bonnie. In blue is Montauk, trained by Liam O'Rourke for Debbie O'Rourke, a son of Ballymac Matt and Killara Duchess, certain to race prominently. Next in 3 is Carrigain North, Thomas Buggy, Dara Patterson, the son of Skywalker Puma, Dame Iris. 4 on your card is Toker Highway, owned by Phil Lynch, a son of Toker Forest and Toker Island. 5, Night Hurricane for Ollie Bray, a son of Law Hill Blake and Royal High Flyer. Completing your lineup in 6 is Razzle Dazzle Maya, Neelis O'Connell from Michael Delaney, a daughter of Makeshift, and Razzle Dazzle Prue. It's your 5th race here this evening. To find us on Facebook, A1525. They're on the way to Traps. Not long left to get involved.
Thanks a million, Ian. When I'm called Mr, I'm usually getting in trouble, so it's Mr. Call, it's usually trouble awaiting. Anyway, race 5 here, the find us on Facebook, A1525. Let's take a look at a couple of these runners. The first one I'm going to start with is Debbie O'Rourke's Montauk, trained by her grandfather Liam. This fella, a real model of consistency. He's been in the money 26 times in his 36 starts, and he knows this place like the back of his hand. If you take a look at the sectionals, that's even printed on the card. You have 211, 210, 210, 218 and 208. So as I say, he's a model of consistency, goes up well, and even the time when he did that 218, he still managed to hit the front of the second bend. Next up, we're going to have a look at Toker Highway. This fella, he'd no luck on his Dublin debut here last week when missing the kick, but he had previously won 6 of his 7 starts around Waterford, and he may well improve for the first look around here last week. His strike rate certainly commands respect, and he's a decent price in around 5-1 or 11-2. And finally, we're going to have a look at Trap 6. Razzle Dazzle Maya for Michael Delaney in Portlaoise. This one trained by Nelius O'Connell. This one she's certain to run on. She returned from a layoff when second here last time behind Glendalough in a fast 31.25, beaten 5 lengths on that occasion. No disgrace. She's some huge form if you look back far enough. She was second behind Darejet Sydney, no less, in a heat of the Derby in 2020. She's 29.67 for 550, and this is only her 3rd run of the year. Don't forget, you can have a small play on Barking Buzz. Trap 4 may be worth a bet here. Mix him up in forecast and tricast. He's currently around 5-1. As I say, prior to last week, he'd won 6 of his 7 starts and was runner-up in the other one. So I'll give him a small chance. Trap 4, Toker Highway. Montauk is really the one with some solid sectionals. Trap 1, Waikiki Bomber, is a sprinter as he ran in the Island Bridge Sprint last week. But I'm going to side at a decent price with Trap 4, Toker Highway. Ian, your selections, please?
I'd actually side with Trap 1 Waikiki Bomber. You know, they thought enough of him to run him in the and Andy Kirby Memorial. He was beaten by Racket Hull Leo in the opening round, but showed great early speed in that occasion. Now, Racket Hull Leo looks a real stayer in the making, a big, massive stride in Greyhound. So, you know, he lost nothing in defeat on that occasion. And just from the draw, I think Montauk, if he's going to do anything, he just tends to edge slightly right in the early yards. So yeah, I'll take a chance that Waikiki Bomber might get to the front. Peter Cronin, a fine record here at Shelbourne Park when he does make the journey. Speaking of making the journey, I see that he has a number of dogs trialling at Toaster tomorrow. So Peter, once again, planning a raid on the English Derby. Of course, last time it was held in Toaster. I think he had a finalist in form of Whoops Jack. As you can see now, the loading process almost complete. When I say almost complete, I mean they're starting. We're still a moment or two away. As we said, Montauk, a dog, you know, knows his way around here like the back of his hand. He can go up strongly, often finds one too good for him, but well housed in the blue jacket. The Thomas Buggy trained Carrigaline North is the likely race runner. He's only the 2 starts, but a good run last time out in 28.74, but this is a step up in grade. Well, there is the bell for this 5th race, an A1525 in 1 Waikiki Bomber, 2 Montauk, 3 Carrigaline North, 4 Toker Highway, 5 Night Hurricane, and 6 is Razzle Dazzle Maya. Hair up behind Traps. And racing, good start by the outside pair. 6 Razzle Dazzle Maya and 5 Night Hurricane up the inside. 1 Waikiki Bomber trying to force his way through, but 5 Night Hurricane hits the bend, goes on by a length to in second. 1 Waikiki Bomber back in third. You have 6 Razzle Dazzle Maya. It's Night Hurricane, but Waikiki Bomber showing speed up the inside to challenge, but 5 Night Hurricane drives that third bend and quickly moves on by 2.5 to in second. Waikiki Bomber. 6 Razzle Dazzle Maya stays on, but up front it's 5 Night Hurricane for Ollie Bray. Will score 6 Razzle Dazzle Maya. Waikiki Bomber next. The winning time 28.78.
Yes, congratulations to Ollie Bray there. That's his 4th victory now from his 8th start, Night Hurricane. Let's take a look at this again. Comes away well from trap 5, shows good early pace, and he just makes the bend here. Yeah, just makes the bend from 3 and 4. 6 found herself in a decent position, but 1 Waikiki Bomber and Night Hurricane are 2 speedy sorts, and they sort of give themselves a bit of a cushion on Razzle Dazzle Maya into the 3rd bend. You always knew Razzle Dazzle Maya was going to finish strongly, but 1 just holds her up ever so slightly back there in 3rd place and gives her 4 or 5 lengths to find off the last bend. Don't give up on trap 4, Toker Highway. Missed the break again, but did show a small bit of early pace into the bend, and he was just challenging at the wrong time. But trap 6, Razzle Dazzle Maya, as I say, finishing second there, and she will be aimed at the Oaks starting here next Saturday night. But a good win for Ollie Bray. Ian, your dog, Waikiki Bomber, missed the start, so he was always going to face an uphill battle after that.
Yeah, facing an uphill battle. It didn't come away too badly, trap 1 Waikiki Bomber. Didn't show the early zip up to the corner you'd expect, but did show plenty of pace to challenge into that 3rd bend. But 5 Night Hurricane, this 80-pound son of Law Hill Blake and Royal High Flyer, having just his 8th start, and this was his 4th win. A lot to like about him. Drove that 3rd bend again. Waikiki Bomber just forced to ease slightly. 6 Razzle Dazzle Maya. She probably wants further. Whether they will enter in the Oaks or not, we'll soon find out. That draw being made on Tuesday. But 5 Night Hurricane, a good winner, and probably as far as he wants to go. I'm not sure if 550 yards will be his trip, but Night Hurricane, certainly if he keeps trapping and going to a corner like that, he'll win plenty more races for Ollie Bray. That was his 4th win, as I've said, from 8 starts.
Yeah, he's a nice dog, a 4 from 8, I just say, and a nice bit of early pace. They could win plenty more races with him. So, down to Clonmel, it's race 5, heat 4 of the Larry O'Rourke National Produce Stakes, and I'm going to run you through the runners here. In trap 1, we have a Deadly Tornado for James Wright and John Wright from Ipswich, trained by Carl Ramsbottom. Carl already with a winner on the card this evening. He's currently your 9th to 4-second favourite. In trap 2, we have Stefan's Rocket for Shay Campbell in Armagh. This one, a son of Good News and Sylvia's Choice, 9 to 2. In trap 3, we have the Pillar Syndicates, Jack's Little Thing, trained by Graham Holland. This fellow is son of Droopy's Sydney and Limini, currently your 2 to 1 favourite. In trap 4, we have Malog Stormzy for the sponsor, Mr. Larry O'Rourke, and Mr. Tom Morris Rowe, trained by Graham Holland, a son of Droopy's Roddick and Emer's Poppy, currently a 10 to 1 chance. Out in trap 5, we have a local runner for Robert Finn, Knock Skipper, son of Droopy's Kane and Heaven's Lily, currently 16 to 1 chance. And out in trap 6, we have the early paced Zoom, owned by the Club of Champions and trained by Mort Leahy. So a fascinating race to the corner here in prospect between trap 1, Deadly Tornado, and trap 3, Zoom. We've got some classy performers that are likely to be in behind them going to the bend, the likes of Stefan's Rocket, who won runner-up in the future champion Michael Fortune stake. He was runner-up in this. And also we have Jack's Little Thing, who won the Rural Hawaii unraced stake final. So I think it's going to be a cracking battle to the bend between 1 and 6. I can't see anything getting involved with the early lead, but 2 and 3 have some classy form in the book, and they are looking for a clean run in behind them to pick them up. Emma, it's going to be a cracking run to the bend between 1 and 6 Zoom. I'm going to side with Deadly Tornado to make all. What are your thoughts here, Emma?
Yeah, Barry, another red hot affair, and I think it's going to be very, very tight to the bend between Deadly Tornado and Zoom. Like you said, they're both very, very good early pacers, and I do think that Jack's Little Thing can tuck in behind them. He's going to be my selection this evening. He's already the winner of the unrace here, and he's bidding for another big success here in Clonmel. Showed great early here in the final, and he muscled his way through to just draw clear, and you know, he was a brilliant winner. He loves Clonmel, and you know, if he can get around the first couple unscathed, well then I do see him picking up dogs. Deadly Tornado though, pardon the pun, he is deadly at boxes. He shows great early. He was a Sean O'Connor Cup runner-up in Limerick, and you know, he's been running in against top class company, and he's going to be bidding to make that first bend his own. Stefan's Rocket for Shay Campbell. The dog is actually named after his son, so it's going to be a special family moment for them. This one, you know, she all the way down from Armagh, and she showed great early pace. He showed great early pace down in Escorty, and look, he is a bit inexperienced here, but definitely exciting for them. And Trap 6 Zoom, another brilliant early pacer. We are very familiar with him from his efforts down in Tralee, where he just looked a real star. You know, he's a syndicate dog for the Club of Champions, and Murty is definitely good with a dog. He's already had a winner of the Produce Stakes in Ballybockmondo. This is a very tough 5-5 though. He might just be a little bit of a shorter style runner, and Clonmel does take a lot of running, but I'm going to stick with Trap 3 Jack's Little Thing. Barry, what were your thoughts on this race?
Yeah, thanks, Emma. I think a battle for the lead here between 1 and 6. I expect them to be first and second going into the first bend. I'm not quite sure in what order. I would side with Deadly Tornado to lead Zoom, but all eyes will be on Stefan's Rocket and Jack's Little Thing. If any of them can turn close, i.e. within 2-3 lengths of Deadly Tornado and Zoom, they will surely take a bit of stopping. So it's going to be a cracking run to the corner between 1 and 6, but keep your eyes on 2 and 3. If they can turn handy, as I say, they will surely pick up Deadly Tornado or Zoom. Last show betting, Deadly Tornado 9-4, Zoom 5-2. It's now 9-4 Jack's Little Thing, and Stefan's Rocket at 5-1 looks big. We're going to hand over to Eddie for the commentary. Heat 4, race 5.
We're all set for Heat 4 of the Produce Stakes. In 1, Deadly Tornado. 2, Stefan's Rocket. 3, Jack's Little Thing. 4, Mallock. Stormzy. 5, Knock. Skipper. 6, Zoom. Here's behind Traps. And away they go, and it's Trap 1 who breaks very smartly on the inside. That's Deadly Tornado. Leads up by a couple of lengths from 6 on the other. That's Zoom. They go round the bend in that order with Trap 3 in third. Entering the back straight now with 300 yards to go. It's Trap 1, Deadly Tornado, has a 2-length advantage over Zoom in second. Trap 3, Jack's Little Thing is third. The split at the third bend is 16.03, so it's another serious run. 1 and 6 are battling it out up front with 3 back in third. But it's a turn for home. It's Deadly Tornado bidding to complete a double for Carl Ramsbottom. He holds on to win from 6 in second and 3 in third. 1, 6 and 3 for your trio. Winning time 28.71.
Thanks a million, Eddie. Yeah, it's simple, this game really, isn't it? Got the first 4 home there. No, it was always going to be a good battle to the bend between Deadly Tornado and Zoom. As we can see, Zoom not the quickest away. Deadly Tornado takes a flyer from Trap 1, and he has superb early pace. 6 goes up well on the outside. 1 moves off there and does slightly hamper Zoom, but down the back straight, they straighten up a length and a half, maybe 2 lengths between them. He's a pacey sort, Deadly Tornado. Stretches his lead to maybe 3 at the 750 box. Zoom claws it back to just over a length as they head into the third bend. 1 again moves wide Deadly Tornado, and if Zoom had a bit more stamina, he could have slipped up the inside. As we mentioned, Stefan's Rocket and Jack's Little Thing needed to turn a little closer, but it's a good performance by Deadly Tornado. Zoom ran well in second place, and of course Jack's Little Thing books his ticket in the next round. Emma, great battle to the corner as we expected between 1 and 6, but 2-3 ran well back in third.
Definitely, yeah. Look, I said earlier that Deadly Tornado was deadly at boxes, and he showed that tonight. A brilliant run to that first turn. He held his line brilliantly into the second, I thought, just to hold off Zoom. I thought Zoom stayed on very well tonight also. You know, he was trying to challenge and he just couldn't get to Deadly Tornado, but it was a brilliant buckle between the two of those. But Deadly Tornado, you know, he was a comfortable winner there. And like you said, Jack's Little Thing stayed on very well as well to book his spot next week. But a brilliant contest, and looking forward to seeing these three in the competition next week. What do you think, Barry?
Yeah, you'll always be keeping your eye on Deadly Tornado and Zoom in the coming weeks, because look, they're exciting to watch with their early pace, and yes, hopefully they get the right draws and continue to entertain us. Now I'd just like to say a quick congratulations to Paul Hennessey and team. They had a fantastic week over in Toker. During the week they had the fabulous Beach Avenue winning for the Healy family, and of course JT Jet breaking the track record. So there's nothing Paul Hennessey can do really. He's training horses to win the Dublin Racing Festival, he can train horses to win at Cheltenham, breaking track records in England, winning derbies. So I believe the Mayo senior football panel are looking at him to take over from them, and hopefully they can end the hoodoo. So race 6 is over 5.25. It's an A1. Let's join Ian for the parade.
I think they'd need more than Paul Hennessey then, the hoodoo, to be honest, Barry. Runners on parade for the 6th race here tonight at Shelbourne Park, the RCETS A1 525. One Tanakh Phantom from Michael Devereux, a daughter of Ballymacvick and Glen Lee, stepping back in trip after recent starts. 2 Superior Racking for Liam O'Rourke, Barry Cooney, Michael Dowd, son of Sklarmy Daddy and Diamond Star. 3, the lightly raced Kilgraney Jagger for Thomas Buggy, a son of Ballymacvick and Kilgraney Dove. 4 is Ballygloss Teddy, owned by Brian Kelly, a son of Skywalker Farlow and Alien Gem. 5 on your card is Tiger in Tempo, Jerry Holian, and for Claire Gallery, should I say, and David Ryan, a daughter of Drubby's Roddick and Scissors. And out in 6 is Rumour of Roses, owned by Connacht Steins, a son of Greenwell Hulk and Precious Shadow. 4 wins from 16 for this, the sole wide seed. It's your 6th race tonight on the way to Traps.
Thank you, Ian. Yes, race 6, as you say, the Rossiuk Conherent Traceability System A1 525, and this is the most open race on the card this evening. As you can tell by prices, it's nearly 7-2 the field here, but I'm going to take a look at trap number 1 for Michael Devereux. Trap 1 is Tanakh Phantom, a daughter of Ballymacvick and Glen Lee. She won 3 on the bounce around Newbridge at the start of the year in A2 and A3 company. Her record in A1 is not great, she's 0 from 5, but she wasn't disgraced in a hot contest here last week behind Glen the Lock, and she's well drawn here on the fence in trap number 1. Next up, I'm going to take a look at Liam O'Rourke's Superior Racking. This one trained by Liam for Barry Cooney and Michael Dowd, a son of Scolari Me Daddy and Diamond Star. He knows this place well. All 18 starts around here. He's a 5-time winner. 0 from 1 in A1 company, but can come away well, and he stays 5-2-5 strongly. If he can hold trap 1 to the bend, it will improve his chances of winning this. Next one we're going to have a look at is the Brian Kelly owned and trained Ballygloss Teddy. This fellow was son of Skywalker Farlow and Alien Gem. He was a runaway winner of a 550 here in February on a slow track. He has been running in good company lately, not beaten far in a messy contest at Tralee last week behind Razzle Dazzle, and he stays well, so not to be ignored. Tiger in Tempo for Jerry Holohan. This fella's won 3 of his 13. This lady's won 3 of her 13 starts. She's a strong running bitch. She has won over 6 bends, so we can expect her to finish at speed. She's not without a chance. Kilgraney Jager, he's the youngster of the field, only a June 19 by Ballymacvick. Kilgraney Dovies, as I say, opened his account here last month with an all-the-way success in 28.81. He fluffed the start last week, but he's open to plenty of improvement for Thomas Buggy. It's a tricky contest. I might take a chance on Tiger in Tempo to finish fast and nick a place maybe in a trio or forecast market. Ian, how do you see this contest going? It's a tricky enough one.
Yeah, real head scratcher to me. 2 or 3 of these dogs I thought needed further. Tanakh Phantom raced over further last time out. Ballygloss Teddy certainly bred to be wanting further, and also did run over further last 2 or 3 starts. And also Tiger in Tempo, well, this one has form over 6 bends, so it's a 5-2-5 yard contest. Perhaps better off going with maybe one of the speedier types. I'm going to side with trap 3 Kilgraney Jagger for Thomas Buggy. They have a fine record here at Dublin. He has 28.81 in his card. If he did hit the lids, he might just have more early dash than his rivals, and that could prove decisive. But again, a real head scratcher. It's one that I wouldn't be getting too heavily involved in, Barry, to be honest.
No, I'm with you there, Ian. You can make a case for 2 or 3 Superior Racking or Kilkenny Jaeger to hit the lids. You can see Kilkenny Jaeger does have a 207 sectional here in the feet, so if he produces a 207 sectional, he's likely to improve with his age. Trap 2 Superior Racking is consistent enough. A 208, 211 probably will need a 208 or 211. That's his best to lead up here this evening. But yeah, as you're looking for early pacers, I think the early pace is on the inside, 1, 2 and 3. It depends what takes a flyer. All eyes will be focused on the strong staying sorts, in Tiger in tempo, see how close she can turn. But if pushed for a selection here, I would take a chance with Trap 2 Superior Racking to beat Trap 5. I'd mix them up in a forecast and maybe throw in Kilgraney Jaeger for the tri-cast purposes. So 2, 3 and 5, mix them up maybe on the barking buzz, so you can land yourself a few quid. So it'll be 2, 3 and 5 mixed up here for me, Ian, in a couple of forecasts and a couple of tri-casts, but it will be stakes to a minimum in race 6, Ian.
Yeah, Barry, no problem. I think being out of the pub, you've got Jaeger on your mind, but I'm going to go with Jagger. And hopefully he'll be dancing in the streets. Anyway, they're all in. This is the 6th race in your card, the RCETS A1525. And there is the bell. The runners in 1 Tanakh Phantom, 2 Superior Racking, 3 Kilgraney Jaeger, in 4 Ballygloss Teddy, 5 Tiger in Tempo, and 6 is Rumour of Roses. They're up behind boxes. And a good start by 1 up the inside. Tanakh Phantom, 5 going up well. Tiger in Tempo back in 3rd spot. 3 Kilgraney Jaeger back further back to 2 Superior Racking, but out front, and it's 1 Tanakh Phantom that leads down the far side from in 2nd. 3 Kilgraney Jaeger, 2 next Superior Racking, 6 Rumour of Roses, but 1 Tanakh Phantom, who's been racing over further, holds a length and a half lead over 3 Kilgraney Jaeger. Then comes 6 Rumours of Roses, 4 Ballygloss Teddy running on stoutly, but up front, and it's 1 Tanakh Phantom for Michael Devereaux. 2nd was 4 Ballygloss Teddy, who was doing his best work late. The winning time 28.71. So for all we were saying, Barry, it was 2 dogs that had form over further that popped out and led from Trap 1 Tanakh Phantom and one of the other stayers finishing fast in 2nd.
Yeah, you would have got a fair price on 1 and 5 being the first 2 passing the line first time, but there we can see sometimes that can be the problem being an out and out stayer. You break too fast. Tiger in Tempo got a flying start, but she was always going to come back to them into the first bend, and look, what looked like she was going to be in a fantastic position heading around the first bend, she finds herself at the tail of the field at the 750 box. Take nothing away from Michael Devereaux's Tanakh Phantom. He flashed from traps, doesn't do that too often, although he had made all to win in his hat-trick around Newbridge, so it's not that much out of the blue, but he runs on well here to win by 4 or 5 lengths, 28.71. Ballygloss Teddy ran on well in 2nd, and Kilgraney Jaeger, Ian, was 3rd. My mother's watching, Ian. I told her I'm off to have a look at the replay yourself, Ian.
Yeah, I have a feeling that 1 or 2 of them actually just charged traps. I think that was why we saw 1 and 5 coming away fast. We didn't quite see it there, but Trap 3 Kilgraney Jaeger did show good speed to go into 3rd, and 2 Superior Racking was pestering him up the inside. But Trap 1 Tanakh Phantom led around the corner. 5 Tiger in Tempo lost his position, so he was out of the reckoning at this point. Just keep an eye on 4 Ballygloss Teddy back in 5th spot. Stays tight to the fence, held up at that point. 2 is balked Superior Racking, but 4 Ballygloss Teddy is one that could potentially challenge for the likes of the Corncook Cullen later in the year, because he will stay further. But the same could probably be said for Tanakh Phantom. She certainly wasn't stopping come to the line. We spoke of these Glen Lee progeny last week, and this one slightly older than 1 or 2 of the ones we saw last week. This one by Ballymac Vic in August 18. Lots to like about her. If she keeps trapping like that, and she did stay a bit further, she could make a decent stayer.
Yeah, I agree with you there. It was surprising to see 2 and 3 miss the break so far. So usually when something like that happens, you hit the nail on the head, and I imagine something charged the traps to have 1 and 5 fly out and lead all the way. So we're taking a break from the produce stakes down in Clonmel. We're going to have a sprint contest. This is the Greyhounds Make Great Pets sprint, and indeed they do. So we're going to have a look at a couple of these in better detail. First one, going to go through the parade with you here now, and the first one up is Seamus Sheely and Michael Farrell's Car Lady. This one a daughter of Lawhill Blake and Beeves Rock. She's won 2 of her 4 starts, quite young still, only a July 19. She's currently 2-1 second favourite. In Trap 2 we have Argyle Biag, this one owned by Miss Orla Kirwan in Thomastown and trained by James J. Fisby, a daughter of Ballymac Vic and Monroe Biag. Won 1 of her 10 starts and currently a 3-1 chance. In trap 3, the likely favourite here, Wilderness Gold, owned and trained by Mr. Declan Drowan in Clonmel. This fellow was son of Rocking Paddy and Snowy's Babe. In trap 4, a 4-to-1 shot here, Our Jack, owned and trained by Ciara Burke and Jason O'Dwyer in Milltown, son of Mileboy Alba and Abby Glenn Amor, won one of his 6 starts. In trap 5, Catherine Ryan's Longview Jack, son of Lahill Blake and Sarah's Turbo, won one of his 11 starts. And out in trap 6, the fabulously named Dial M for Madra, owned and trained by Mr. Nigel Quinn in Clonmel. I'm going to side with trap 3 here, Emma, Wilderness Gold. A lot of people wouldn't be too familiar with his sire, Rockin' Paddy. He was 7-time winner around 7-time winner, 6 of them around Clonmel, including winning an A1. I think 3 is going to be the one to beat here, Emma. He has raced in slightly better class. Currently your 5-4 favourite, Emma. What are your thoughts here for race number 6?
Well, Barry, they say that great minds think alike, because I'm going to be with trap 3 as well. This race, it's very, very open. Look, there's a mixture of grades and really anything can happen. But Clonmel is a track I really do like for a sprint, because it has a really nice run down to the corner. In trap 1, we see Cara's Lady. This lady, she has very good form over this trip. You know, she's a 16:45 here in Clonmel over the shorter trip. She handled 325 yards very well, and I think she trapped very well on her last time out and showed great determination to win last week. She definitely caught the eye, and she'd be one that I'd be taking a look at. Trap 3 is going to be my selection though. He was very quick and he has great early dash. Finished second to the hugely exciting Deadly Big Show, and looks an eye catcher in this race, so for that reason I'm going to be sticking with him. And trap 4 in this race is Our Jack. Went to Cork, and look, he competed with the best sprinters in the country down there. Very little racing for his age, which was a bit unusual, but you know, we'll need to be stepping it up to be beating Wilderness Gold to the first corner. Longview Jack in trap 5, you know, he's just been hitting the bar in these recent outings, but it's only a matter of time before he grabs a win. You know, takes a big jump in class. So again, it's going to need to be very quick down to that corner. With sprints, things happen very, very fast. But Barry, tell me, what are your thoughts? Are you still sticking with trap 3?
Yeah, thanks, Emma. Yeah, I really fancy Wilderness Gold here. As you say, it is a sprint. It's only over 300 yards. It will be your shortest contest of the evening at both tracks. As you say, he was beaten by Deadly Big Show around here last time, and he doesn't face any such opposition here tonight. He's a 16-25 win. When you go back here a couple of years ago, that would certainly be good enough to win this. 16-29 when beaten 5 lengths behind Deadly Big Show the last time, when he was always second. A repeat performance of that run, clocking 16-29, in my opinion here, will be good enough to take victory. So I'm going to side with trap 3, Wilderness Gold. Trap 1 is a decent bitch. She's only young, only had 4 races, won 2 of them. She's 16-45 win on her second start around here, and she's a half sister to a dog called Tradesman, who's been running well up around Shelbourne Park here recently. But I'm going to side with trap 3, Wilderness Gold, to beat trap 1, Cara Lady. It's over to Eddie for the commentary.
The white flag is raised. The hare is on its way for race number 6. In trap 1, Care Lady, 2 Argyll Bjug, 3 Wilderness Gold, 4 Our Jack, 5 Longview Jack, and 6 Dial M for Madra. Hare's behind traps. And away they go, and trap 6 breaks very lively, but he's quickly jammed by 2 and 3, and it's trap 2, Argyll Bjug, who goes on into the first bend and leads by a couple of lengths from 3 in second, 6 in third, and 1 in fourth. As they're round the home turn, it's trap 2, Argyll Bjug for Jimmy Frisbee, stretching clear up the home straight, wins from trap 3 in second and 1 in third. 2, 3 and 1 for your trio, winning time 16:29.
Yeah, congratulations to Orla Kerwin and James J. Fisby. Argyll Bjug winning in 16:29. That was a good run. I thought when trap 3 came out with him, he was going to take all the beating, but here we go. We picked him up. 6 comes out well. 2 shows good trapping ability and shows great early pace into the bend to lead up from trap 3, Wilderness Gold. He's no slouch. And from here on in, 3 moves a little wide off the top of the third and fourth bend and up the home straight. Argyll Bjug pulls on to win by 4 or 5 lengths. He has form over 4 bends in Waterford when just picked up, turning for home, still clocking 29.09. So that's a really good performance. 3 had every chance, 6 ran well, but that makes it 2 now from 11 for Argyll Bjug. Ran well there, Emma. I have to admit, he wasn't on my short list, but he proved me wrong. Good performance.
Definitely, for sure. Look, 6 broke very well along with trap 2 and 3. I thought when my selection trapped very well that, you know, he had that nice turn early to the first turn, but it just didn't go to plan for him tonight. You know, he did run a bit wide, and that was probably the cost of his race, but the winner went very, very well. Her early turn to the bend just got her there, and, you know, when you're going around unscathed, it's a big help, and she ran it very, very well. I don't know what you thought, Barry, but I thought that was very impressive.
Yeah, it was an impressive victory. As I say, Trap 3 is no slouch. He was running against decent performers, a deadly big show, but Trap 2, it's taken him till the 11th race to notch up his second victory, but he had got some decent form in the book, and that's an impressive performance. 16:29 is not a bad run around Clonmel, and let's hopefully now he can kick on and make it 3 victories in the near future. So we're back to Shelbourne Park here. Race 7 is a over 525. It's the Own Greyhound.ie A0A1 525. €600 to the winner of this one. We're going to hand over to Mr. Ian Fortune for the parade of race number 7.
Yeah, thanks, Barry. As you can see, just making the way onto the parade area. So first on parade for this Own Greyhound.ie AOA 1525 is Patrick's Machine for Neil O'Connell and Siobhan Burke, a professional son of Kinloch Bay and New Inn Tessa. Expects to see this fellow flying to the corner. 2 Night Honcho for Ollie Bray, who's seeking a double. Son of Law Hill Blake and Royal High Flyer. He's won 2 of his 6 starts, 28.66 last time. 3 is Lolo's Messi for Ronnie Craven. This fellow winner of his last start in 28.57. Son of Headbound and Lolo's Ferrari. 4 is Malfin Jr. Interesting runner for Martin Fahy and Michael Casey, a son of Rio Quattro and Paradise Maria. Some interesting form around Galway, including over 575 yards, so clearly strong. 5 is Mountain Maestro for Rachel Wheeler, owned by Richard Wheeler, an unbeaten son of Sparta Maestro and Mingler Suarez. 4 wins and 4 outings, clearly a bit of a prospect, although returning after a layoff. And out in 6 we have Thunder Blue for Kevin McLean and the Greyhound Bar Clonmel Syndicate, a son of Druby Sidney and Eleanor's Moment. It is your 7th race here this evening, folks, at Shelbourne Park, and AO A1 525. Place your bets early.
Thanks, Ian. Yeah, decent pot up for grabs here. As I said, €600 for the winner. So let's take a look at a couple of these, starting with Trap 1, Patrick's Machine, trained by Neil O'Connell for Siobhan Burke, a son of Kinloch Bray and New Inn Theresa. He's raced in top company and actually clocked 29.51 for 550 over course and distance in September just past. He won an A2 at the end of April in 28.67 over course and distance. Well drawn on the fence, holding his form well, and as I say, could go up near the lead here this evening. Next we're going to look at is Trap 2, Night Honcho for double chasing Oliver Bray, son of Law Hill Blake and Royal High Flyer. Well bred, this fella, 81 pounds he tips the scales at. He's improving. He has some solid and consistent sectionals, 211 3 times and 212. So he's consistent at boxes. He's a half brother to the likes of Night Tornado, who clocked 27.88 around Shelbourne Park here not so long ago. And I'm going to take a look now at Rachel Wheeler's Mountain Maestro out in Trap 5. This one is a brother to Mingler's Popeye, amongst others. Started off his career 4 from 4, done nothing wrong. Come back with a couple of trials, 16.52 around Clonmel and 18.75 around Shelbourne Park. That's fair going. As I say, he's 4 from 4 around Waterford, done nothing wrong in his career. He's certainly an exciting one. He's currently your 9-4 favourite. Of the rest, we'll just have a look at Thunder Blue on Trap 6 from Kevin McLean, 6-time winner from 24 starts here this evening. So, Barking Buzz, don't forget, trios and forecasts have played fairly well this evening, so if you're sitting at home, why not get involved? Trio always, forecast, just mix it up for a bit of fun here in our race number 7. So of the others in this contest, Lolo's Messi for Ronnie Craven, we never got a chance to mention. He may struggle to lead up the inside runners such as Patrick Machine and Night Honcho, but a big performance here last week when picking it up actually in the back straight to win in 28.57, won by 6 lengths on that occasion. And Malfin Jr., trained by Martin Fahy. He's a versatile fella. He's won over 5.75 twice. He's on a hat-trick. He's back from a small break, and he made all to win over 5.75 in Galway on the 7th of May. So the runners are just behind traps for race 7. As I say, 1, 2 and 5 here for me. I'll mix it up. Forecasts and tricasts on the Barking Buzz app. So it's 1, 2 and 5 for me. Ian, what are your thoughts here? As I say, 1, 2 and 5 for me.
Yeah, another bit of a head scratcher, although the the confirmed Shelbourne Park form comes in 1, 2 and 3 really. Patrick's machine almost, I'm not going to say certain to lead around the corner on the inside, but he's certainly be prominent on the inside. He's a dog that very rarely misses the kick. He's won 12 times in his career, and many of them here at Shelbourne Park. Night honcho for Ollie Bray, bidding to give Ollie a quick double. He's a May 19 whelp, so just gone 2 years of age. He's won 2 of his 6, including a 28.66 last time out. Now, he's gone up in grade, but certainly capable of improving further, have no doubt about that. And then Lolo's Messi also going up in grade after an 8-3 success last time out. And then you look at the other 3, Malfin Jr. with that 31.50 and 31.35 for 5.75 around Galway. Clearly a strong runner. 19.03 trial for the sprint, 28.99 at Galway also. So, some decent form there. Just whether he can match the inside trio for early speed, we have yet to see. Montine Maestro, he really is the interesting runner. Obviously unbeaten in his career, but hasn't been seen in quite some time. Although his latest trial is a real eye-catcher, 18.75 here at Shelbourne Park, suggests he has plenty of early speed, like his brother Mingler's Popeye, who's now plying his trade across the pond. And Thunderblue on the outside. Well, when Kevin McLean comes to Dublin, you always give it the plenty of respect. It has a fine run behind Deadly Samurai on October 31st of last year. And if he repeated that line of form, well, perhaps he might turn out to be the one to beat. It's a head scratcher. I'm not going to put my neck in the line, to be honest. If I was here as a casual observer, I don't think I'll be having a bet. Well, they're all in traps now for this 7th race. And there is the bell, should I say. 1 is Patrick's Machine, 2 Night Honcho, 3 Lolo's Messi, 4 Malfin Jr., 5 Montine Maestro, 6 is Thunder Blue. The hare well on the way now for this 7th race. And racing, good start by 1 Patrick's Machine, rarely misses it. Such a professional, leads into the bend from in 2nd spot, trap 5 Montine Maestro and 6 Thunder Blue. They clash and it's 1 Patrick's Machine on by 4 into the back straight, 5 Montine Maestro in 2nd. Then comes 2 Night Honcho, but still trap 1 Patrick's Machine on by 3.5, trap 5 Montine Maestro trying to bridge the gap, but he's going to need to move because trap 1 Patrick's Machine turning for home and still has 3 lengths in hand. Up to the line, Patrick's Machine, a 13th career success. 2nd is 5 Montine Maestro. It's tight enough for 3rd. The winning time 28.53, right up there with his best form, Patrick's Machine. Congratulations to Needles O'Connor and Siobhan Burke.
Yes, indeed. Congratulations, Siobhan Burke and Needles O'Connell. This fella's getting better with age, it seems. Took an absolute flyer from traps. He's already 3 lengths clear into the bend at a minimum. Trap 5, Montine Maestro, not the best away, but did show good early pace to get up the inside in 2nd. Took a slight bump on the 1st bend. Showed good pace into the 3rd bend, reduces the deficit down to maybe 2.5. But as you can see, he's on the comeback trail, only had 2 sprints, and you'll imagine he'll come on for the run. Still has a fabulous card, 4 wins from 5. But take nothing away from the winner up front. Patrick's Machine out and gone, 28.53, well into his 4th year. As you said, Ian, he's very rarely led. You were right, he led again tonight, and as I say, that's now his 13th victory from 56 starts. He's a fabulous performer.
Yeah, if you look up professional in the dictionary, you'd probably see a picture of Patrick's Machine. Away and gone, never looked in danger, always 3-4 lengths clear and comfortably holding on at 28.53. What you like to see if you own a Greyhound.
Professional there now, Ian, in the dictionary is a little picture of you. There you go, me old buddy. Right, race 7 down in Clonmel. It's heat 6 of the Larry O'Rourke National Produce Stakes. Once again, big thanks to Larry for sponsoring this competition. Yet again, the runners are about to go on parade for our 8:37 race here this evening. Don't forget, we're going to have the National Greyhound Awards tomorrow evening. We're all invited. It's going to be a virtual ceremony. We'll chat a little bit more about that later on, but please do join us tomorrow evening, hosted by the professional Ian Fortune. So on to race 7. Runners are about to go on parade. We're going to kick off with trap number 1, Courtmac Chief, owned by the Billie, John and Jack syndicate. I believe there's 3 fellas in that syndicate called John, Jack and Billie. This one's trained by John A. Linehan. He's the son of Romeo Recruit even, and JT China. In trap 2 we have the Graham Holland trained Navy Blue. This one owned by the 13 and Me syndicate. I think there's 14 of them in that syndicate. This fella is a son of Superior Product and Global Liberty. He's currently your 11-8 favourite. Won the Sean O'Connor Cup in Limerick recently. Trap 3, Philip Buckley owns and trains this one. Blast Off Ben, a son of Droopy's Jet and Blast Off Annie. He's won one of his 5 starts, 28.61 around Limerick. In trap 4 we have Salmick Sunset for Patrick Guilfoyle. Patrick knows how to win this competition, won it in 2019 with Grangeview 10. He trains this one for Michael Mackey in County Kilkenny. He's won 2 of his 4 starts around Galway and a decent trial up in Shelbourne last time, 1889. That's no slow run at all. Out in trap 5 we have Dramana Fury, owned by Gerald O'Brien and trained by Gerald O'Brien. This fella is a son of Eden the Kid and I Am Isabella. Won 3 of his 6 starts, a 50% strike rate. Currently a 10-1 chance. He's been doing some good running around Youghal. Out in trap 6 we have Wayward Tee Shot. Well, we're all used to a Wayward Tee Shot. This fella's owned by the Partridge Family Syndicate and trained by Martin Mort Leahy. He's a son of Droopy Sydney and Droopy's Elegance, and the Partridge family also had Droopy's Elegance. Navy Blue is your 11th-day favourite. Emma, he won the Sean O'Connor Cup at Limerick a couple of weeks ago, and he's deserved favourite here in race number 7.
He definitely is, Barry, and he's going to be in my selection this evening. This heat is just full of brilliant youngsters. I can see trap 1, Court Mac Chief, and leading for the first couple of bends, but I think if 2 gets a clear run, he's going to be vulnerable to him. The trio pool here is guaranteed for €200, so do get involved if you're watching on Bark and Buzz. But going back to trap 1, brilliant early. He's been running in top company, the likes of Broadstrand, Ryan and Sweep the Yard, so you can't argue with the class of company he's been in with. Might just be a shorter style runner, and you know, Clonmel does take a bit of getting, so we'll have to see how strongly he can finish tonight, but he will definitely be up front early doors, hopefully. Trap 2, Navy Blue, like I said, is going to be my selection. The Sean O'Connor Cup winner, very impressive in Limerick when he won that. You know, he came from off the pace. He has lots of early in around him, but we've seen him finish strong. You know, at 28.38 should be taking him a long way in this contest. Blast Off Ben for Philip Buckley. He's an 82-pound dog, so it's probably just taking a little bit of time to come to hand, but he was very impressive when he took the A4 contest in a very quick 28.61 round Limerick. Salmick Sunset for Pat Guilfoyle. A very good sprint trial around Limerick recently, and a winner from 2 from 4, and has a lovely turn of foot into the first turn. And hopefully he'll be in with a big chance tonight too. And Dramana Fury in trap 5 steps it up in class tonight. You know, previously running in A3 company, was very impressive last time out in Youghal, I thought.
Thanks, Emma. Yeah, Navy Blue, your 6-4 favourite here. But the more you look at this race, Court Mac Chief in trap 1 is going to have a big part to play. He's been first or second to the first bend in his last couple of runs, and he could just hold up the favourite. He's a big dog, 76 pound. I think it's his first time around here tonight, so that has to be taken on trust. But Navy Blue can be hit or miss at the start. 123 sectional down in Limerick when he won the Sean O'Connor Cup. That was a fabulous performance when he picked up Deadly Tornado, and we've seen Deadly Tornado put in a huge performance down there already tonight. Pat Guilfoyle has the second favourite in here. Salmick Sunset for Michael Mackey. As I've already said, Pat knows how to win this competition. This fella has an interesting card. He won his first race over the sprint trip at Galway and then improved massively on that, drawing clear to win in 28.66. Recent trial in Shelbourne is a decent run, and there could be plenty to work on there with Pat. So it's an interesting contest. 1 and 2 got a vie for the lead early up the rails, but don't discount trap 6 out wide for the Partridge family, and Salmick Sunset, an interesting runner for Pat Guilfoyle. So we're going to hand over to Eddie for the commentary race.
Well, set for Heat 5 of the Larry Rook National Project Stakes. In 1, Court Mac Chief, 2, Navy Blue, 3, Blast Off Ben, 4, Salmick Sunset, 5, Dramana Fury, 6, Wayward Tee Shot. The hares behind traps. And they're off and running, and trap 2 is first to show, but quickly joined by 1 on the inside, but it's 2 who shades it on the run up. That's Navy Blue, but 1 rails tightly and goes around in front. That's Court Mac Chief, and it's Court Mac Chief who leads by 3 or 4 lengths now, entering the back straight from 2 second, 5 third and 6 fourth. Into the third bend they go with a split of 16-19. It's still trap 1, Court Mac Chief, but it's only 2 lengths now as Navy Blue is coming back for more, and they're clear of trap 5, Dramana Fury in third. As the race up to the judge, 2 is challenging strongly and gets up to win. 1 second and 5 third. 2, 1 and 5 for your trio. Winning time 28.73.
Yeah, great contest to watch there. Navy Blue, done it the hard way. He flashed from traps, which he is capable of doing, but as I mentioned just before the race, Cormac Chief always had the ability to go well up his inside. Here we see Navy Blue, he's quickest away out of trap 2, but he was never really going to hold trap 1, he slips up his inside here, and in fairness to Navy Blue, he tracked well around that first bend. He moved a little bit wide, ensured he got himself a clear passage, but meantime, Cormac Chief setting a scorching pace up front. He's already gone 4 lengths clear into the third bend. Navy Blue has come home well in his previous races. He came from off the pace to win the Sean O'Connor Cup a couple of weeks ago, and the riding was on the wall here. Cormac Chief is tiring up the inside. Navy Blue strong down the outside, and 5 runs on well to grab third Dramana Fury. But Navy Blue, he's going to be a handful in this competition if he can keep on flying out like that. Does lack a little bit of early pace, but the way he finishes, Emma, it was a good performance. Cormac Chief ran well up the inside, good bit of early pace. He could go another round or 2 also.
Definitely. Look, Trap 2 was very, very impressive. Navy Blue absolutely flew the lids tonight, but it was just Cormac Chief in one that got up the rail and then took it up. But Navy Blue came back for more. I did say that Trap 1 was a little bit of a shorter style runner, and Navy Blue, we've seen him finishing very, very strongly before, so it was no surprise to see him digging deep and coming with a big finish. But a brilliant winner, and he's going to be exciting to follow throughout this competition. I'm sure the syndicate at home watching will be absolutely delighted, and another winner for Graham Holland, so it's great to see. Very impressive, I thought, Barry.
Yeah, he was indeed. He was indeed a good winner, and also congratulations to the Billie, John and Jack syndicate with Cormac Chief, who finished second. That's now his 6th second in his 8 races, but hopefully he can go another round or 2. We're going to join Ian Fortune for race 8 here at Shelbourne Park. Dogs are on parade.
Yeah, indeed, runners on parade for this 8th race. Trap 1 is missing Permanent Smile, that trap vacant. So the first we see is Croker's Spirit in trap 2 for Jerry Holy and owned by John Croker, son of Sklarmy Daddy and Bowley's Ace. 3 is Corbrack Prince, Robert Gleeson for Paul Allen, the son of Law Hill Blake and DDU. He's won 3 of his 6. 4 is Tobin, professional tracker, trained by Liam O'Rourke, a son of Ballymac Matt Killara Duchess. 5, Awesome Blue, Jack Bride, Tom Bride, a son of Sklarmy Daddy and Billmore Pebble, stayed on well to win here May 1st. And out in 6 is Ardalon Joe, another one that'll stay on strongly at the finish, owned by John Dooley, a son of JT Jet and Kildallan Susie. They are the runners. They're on the way to traps. Not long left to place your bets.
Thanks a million, Ian. Yes, it's a 5-runner affair, this one, with Permanent Smile, a non-runner. Unfortunately, it was one of the dogs I was looking forward to watching here this evening. Again, a nice winner's pot here of €600 to the winner. We're going to take a look at the Robert Gleeson trained Corback Prince running from trap 3. This fella, he's already won 3 of his 6 starts. He's currently your 5-2 joint favourite. He qualified in style 1897 and 21:37 around Dundalk. He missed a break here April the 24th, but he previously won well in an A1. But he will need to be alert at the start with Tubin on his immediate outside. Now we are going to look at the aforementioned Tubin, owned and trained by Liam O'Rourke. This fella, he's a model of consistency. He has won from trap 4 before, despite being an inside seed. He ran well in defeat here on the 1st of May when we were talking to assistant trainer Debbie O'Rourke, and she told us this fella was in really, really good form. She wasn't wrong. He ran a blinder to finish second, and he followed that up with a personal best win when making all here last week. He's currently at the top of his game. He's real good early, and if he gets in front, he is certainly hard to pass. Of the rest of them, Awesome Blue, he's running well here recently. He's not ideally drawn here tonight on the outside of trap 4, but he's been in the top 3 in 9 of his last 11 starts, winning 4 of them, and put in a personal best performance here 2 runs ago. Trap 6, Ardalon Joe for John B. Dooley, also has 9 top 2 finishes from 15 starts, and his 28.56 run is the joint fastest of this lineup here. Although middle seed, the draw could well suit. Awesome Blue has been known to head inside. So why not try a small bet on Barking Buzz, trios and forecasts for this race? I'm going to side with Corback Prince. I think he's a couple of decent sectionals, a couple of 206 sectionals to lead. He will need to be on his toes to lead up Tubin from trap 4. But as I say, I'm going to side with 3 to beat trap 4. Ian, what's your thoughts here on race number 8?
I thought there was a lot to like about Croker Spirit racing from Trap 2 for Jerry Holian and John Croker. At 2:22 the last time, he was sort of left on his heels, but his brother, Serene Ace down in Kilkenny, is showing all sorts of early speed, and I just wouldn't be surprised if this fellow has a lot more early speed than he's shown in his 2 starts to date. And if he does trap on term as well, he's nothing on his inside, so he could have a bit of room to race. I'm going to take a chance with 2 Croker Spirit. He'd be my idea of a selection. Trap 3 Corbrack Prince is the one you'd see as the danger. Tobin is a regular here at Shelbourne Park. He can go up fast. He's generally a good starter. Awesome Blue will be staying on at the finish. So too will Ardalon Joe. But you'd imagine things might just happen a bit too fast for them. Knowing, I'm fairly comfortable going for Trap 2 Croker Spirit.
Yeah, you might not be too far away there, Ian. He was only beaten a length by Droopy's Good here last week, and Droopy's Good was unbeaten 3 from 3. Didn't take up his place in the first round heat of the Produce Stakes, but any dog that can get within a length of Droopy's Good in only their second start has to be taken seriously. The draw could work in his favour with nothing on his inside. A level start will see him have no excuses up the rails. He's currently trading 5-2 second favourite. Corbrack Prince is still your 9-4 favourite for Robert Gleeson. As I say before, these 2:06 sectionals here week after week. If you can produce a 2:06 sectional, it's going to take a good one to lead him up here. Croker Spirit has 2:22 sectional last time. As you said, he was left on his heels, but still before that 2:16 leaves him with maybe a length behind passing the line the first time. Tobin, yeah, we'd all love to own a Tobin. 10 wins from 33 starts, an August 19 sort. Always seems to give his running. Like he's 21 places from 33 starts. Like, who wouldn't love to have a dog like him? You'd have some real fun with him. He's top class. He's Shelbourne Park Saturday night most of the time. And Awesome Blue, we give him another quick mention. As I say, he's been in the top 3 in 9 of his last 11 starts, winning 4 of them, all in decent company. And Ardalon Joe, Ian, will be running on well out wide. Currently 9-2. Well, I'm going to side with Corbrack Prince. I think it's between 2, 3 and 4, but picking 3 in a 5-dog race is hardly sticking my neck on the block. Ian, over to you for commentary.
Thanks, Barry. Yeah, there is the bell. So the hair in motion for this 5-dog affair. 2 is Croker Spirit, 3 Corbrack Prince, 4 Tobin, 5 Awesome Blue, and 6 is Ardalon Joe. The hair well on the way now for this 8th race. Racing, good start by Trap 2 up the inside. Croker Spirit, Corbrack Prince stumbling at boxes, and 2 Croker Spirit has raced on by 4 lengths into the back straight. 3 in second, Corbrack Prince, already a gap back to 4 in third, Tobin. Then comes 6 Ardalon Joe and Awesome Blue, but it's all about Trap 2 Croker Spirit. This could be a fast run. He remains 7 or 8 lengths clear at the third bend, 16 seconds to that third bend, so he's doing a hell of a run off the final turn. 2 Croker Spirit, mighty impressive for Jerry Holian, and John Croker running on for second was Awesome Blue. The winning time, we knew it was going to be fast, 28:18. Brilliant run by Croker Spirit.
Wow. Congratulations, John Croker, Jerry Holohan, 28:18 and 16 seconds to the third bend. Let's take a look at this again. He was absolutely excellent. Came away quite well from Traps 3, slightly stumbled, which gave Trap 2 Croker Spirit all the room he needed with nothing on his inside. It was basically a solo, but take nothing away from him. He's 4 or 5 lengths here of clear of a good dog in Corbrack Prince in second, and he stretches that 4 or 5 length lead to maybe 8, 9 lengths at the third bend, and only goes further and further clear. 28:18 is an absolutely fabulous run, and this fella, he showed great early pace. It was moderately enough way. Let's just say that, because I think 3 stumbled made him look a little bit quicker from boxes, but he's a dog they're going to have real fun with. An 80-pound dog, only a September 19 and 28:18. There hasn't been many dogs gone much quicker than 28:18 around here this year, to my knowledge. So certainly one to look forward to. Congratulations to John Croker and Jerry Holohan. A lot of fun to be had there with Croker's Spirit. We're going to head back down to Clonmel for race 8, heat 7 of the Larry O'Rourke sponsored National Produce Stake. And this is probably the heat we've all been looking forward to. Explosive Boy in Trap 6, Jacob Tashadelic in Trap 1, and of course Romeo on Fire in Trap 5. Damien Lonergan of Boyle Sports reported, I can't exactly say what he texted me today, but suffice to say they've seen a lot of money for Trap 6. Explosive Boy in the outright market at 5-1. I think that 5-1 is long gone, but Romeo on Fire could give him something to think about here this evening, and Trap 1 Jacob Tashadelic is perfectly drawn on the inside rail. He could make a ball bid for victory up the fence. So let's take a look at the runners on parade down in Clonmel, and we will start with the aforementioned Trap 1 Jacob Tashadelic. He's owned by Mr. Con Guiney in Cork, and Con also trains the son of Droopy's Sydney and Nina Tasha Delic. He's currently your 4-1 third favourite. In Trap 2 we have Borna Barney for Rory Dwan in County Tipperary, a son of Caloran Paddy and Borna Jem. He's won one of his 13 starts, and of course Rory won this event in 1999 with the great Borna Survivor. In Trap 3 we have an outsider here, Damien Morrissey's Foxy's Bobby, a son of Droopy's Sydney and Blast Off Fizz. Yet to taste success, but has got some decent trial form around Shelbourne Park, 29-14 in a race and 29-17 in a recent trial. In Trap 4 we have the Dennis Murphy owned and trained Callaway Mort, son of Ballymacvic and higher level. He's won 3 of his 8 starts, currently 11-1. And in Trap 5, one of the fancy runners, Romeo on Fire for David Fimager in England, and trained by Graham Holland. He's won 6 of his 13 starts, very well related, and he should come on for his recent sprint trial. And out in 6th, the one I'm most looking forward to seeing running tonight is Peter Sutcliffe owned, Patrick Guilfoyle trained Explosive Boy, a son of Good News and Delightful Girl. He is your favourite for outright honours, was 5-1 with Boyle Sports, but as Damien Lonigan said, that 5-1 is long gone. He's currently 4-6 to win tonight's heat, and he's going to take a lot of stopping. Emma, your thoughts on Heat 7, Race 8?
Yeah, Barry, I'm going to be with Trap 6 Explosive Boy to take an absolute flying start. But Trap 1, Jacob Tashadelic, he's a recent Sean O'Connor Cup finalist. He's noted for his brilliant early pace. You know, he slightly does run off the bend, but when he gets himself into stride, he does show brilliant pace. And I'm going to take the Congaini recent purchase to follow around Explosive Boy. In Trap 2, we see Borna Barney, a young pup who's been finishing very well in recent starts, and I think with age, time and a little bit of experience we might see him over a further trip in the future. Foxy's Bobby in Trap 3, from a very fast litter but very inexperienced, and he's taken on dogs tonight that are a little bit more experienced than him. Callaway and Mort is a winner from 3 to 8 starts and goes from the black box here tonight. An 82-pound March pup, so it's definitely open to improvement. He was bought from Limerick and he was running in the Kirby, so you know that he's been running in against the best of the best. And Trap 5, Romeo on Fire, when this lad is out and gone and on the bunny, he's a very fast pup. Of course, we know him from the Kirby as well, and he has a 28-41 winning run on his card here in Clonmel, so he definitely runs this track well. But my selection, I'm going to be with Explosive Boy. We see a seeding change on him tonight. Look, he was the favourite in the Kirby final. He was absolutely brilliant throughout the competition. I think the seating change could actually be a good thing for him. You know, when you have a dog with that much early, it doesn't really matter where they are, and I think he can build his stamina going into that first turn and just swing it lovely tonight. So I have my fingers crossed for him because he's my selection. But Barry, what are your thoughts?
Thanks, Emma. Yeah, I do like Explosive Boy. I think the seeding change is wise. He's a clever enough dog, and I think the seeding change is to do with not being an inside seed. With so many inside seeds now, you can be drawn in one week and maybe 5 or 6 the next, and that happened to him a lot in the Kirby. I think he was drawn 1-6, 1-3 in 4 of the rounds in a row. So by seeding him out wide, you're almost guaranteed to get Trap 5 or Trap 6 or somebody getting in trouble there in Clonmel. The man is pointing out the window, serious stuff down there. But yeah, I think by seeding him out wide, he's not going to dive inwards. He'll stay fairly straight to the bend. Borna Barney, as I say, Rory Dwan won this in 1999 with Borna Survivor. I think Ian Fortune's dad may have been involved in this one's damn cool Survivor, but that's gone back a while ago. Fingers crossed for a decent race here. We're going to head down to Eddie for the best heat of the night, Heat 6, Race 8.
The bell goes for Heat 6 of the Produce Stakes. In 1, Jacob Tashadelic. 2, Borna Barney. 3, Foxy's Bobby. 4, Callaway Mart. 5, Romeo on Fire. 6, Explosive Boy. Here's behind Traps. And they're off and running, and 5 breaks lively in the outside, and it leads up from 4 and 6 as they go into the corner. It's Trap 5. 1 drives off the bend and hits 6 and 4. So it's Trap 5 left clear. Romeo on Fire. 6 or 7 lengths clear now. Trap 1 in second. That's Tashadelic, and they're clear of Trap 6 in third. At the third bend, 5, 1 and 6 with a split of 16.03. It's Trap 5 who still sets the pace from Trap 1, Jacob Tashadelic. Trap 6 is running on strongly in third, but 5 is going to win this for Graham Holland. 1 second and 6 third. third, 5-1 and 6 for your trio. Winning time 28.57.
Yes, congratulations to David Firmiger and Graham Holland there with Romeo on fire, making all in 28.57. Let's take a look at this again. He was well away from 5. Yeah, flew out. Explosive Boy wasn't too badly away either in 6. But take a look at Trap 1. Jacob Tashadelic up the rail, just forced to check off the back of Trap 5 and done. Explosive Boy, no favours. Explosive Boy, give him his credit for a short runner. He really battled back on to finish third, and he wasn't beaten all that far in the end, maybe 4 lengths from taking top honours. But there you see again Jacob Tashadelic running off bends 3 and 4, moves off up the home straight. The Explosive Boy runs on well to get third, but take nothing away from the winner, Romeo on fire. A decent performance, 28.57. Explosive Boy done well to qualify. There will be another day for him, don't rule him out. And Jacob Tashadelic moving off the first bend, done no favours to the Explosive Boy favourite. But a good performance there from Romeo on fire. Emma?
Definitely. Look, he deserves full credit. He absolutely flew the lids tonight, and I said when he was out and gone and on the bunny he was seriously fast, and he definitely proved me right there tonight, I think. Look, it was a little bit messy there at the first turn, and you know it was a messy affair, and it just 5 got around unscathed, and you know when there's a bit of trouble in behind, he took full advantage and set a searing gallop down that that back straight, and well, 1 and 6 gave very, very good chase. Jacob Tashadelic ran a very good race in second, and Explosive Boy got himself back into it, so it's going to be interesting to see him back in the competition next week, because we know how good of a dog he is. 2 and 4 ever so slightly took each other out there coming into the final bend, but full credit to Romeo on fire. A brilliant display there, Barry, I thought.
Yes, he did indeed. It was a fantastic display. So we'll be back to you, Emma, shortly enough. But that winner, actually, Romeo on fire, that's his first race for a while. He only had a sprint trial, so he should come on for that run, and he's definitely one to take serious if he keeps on coming out like that. Dogs are about to go on parade for race number 9 here at Shelbourne. It's probably our main event of the evening. It's the Barking Buzz app, A0575 with €1,500 to the winner. Before I throw to you, Ian, born a survivor, Ian, Cool Survivor, was that your father's dog in the late 90s?
Yeah, Born a Survivor was a daughter of Cool Survivor. She won the Oaks. After Cool Survivor had won the Oaks, I think it was only the second time it had been done. She won the Produce Stakes, Dundalk International, and the Oaks. She was a very, very special lady. We won't go into how we lost her. Let's just say someone took their eye off the ball and she ended up with Rory. Anyway, the rest, as they say, is history. They're on parade for this 9th race here tonight at Shelbourne Park. The feature, the final of the Barking Buzz app, Open 575, and one is Sinfonia, owned by Pamela Holt, trained by Owen McKenna, a daughter of Law Hill Blake and Fira Mosky. 2 is Balnabola Bolt, owned by Brendan Murphy, a son of Ballymac Esky and Piercestown Mall. 3 is Moonstruck, Sean Conway for David Buckley, a daughter of Siderian Blaze and Droopy's Fane. 4 is Kildallan Pearl, David Murray for Noreen Weir, a daughter of Droopy Sydney and Mag's Image. 5 is Jollification, owned by Nigel McGarry, a daughter of Droopy's Buick and Affection. And complete the lineup, impressive semi-final winner, All for the Best, owned by the HDJ Syndicate Brie, son of Vulturi and Augustanthus. It is your 9th race tonight, the final of the Barking Buzz app, Open 575, and a cracking race it promises to be.
Thanks a million, Ian. Yeah, I thought All for the Best. He's obviously going to go off favourite, but I see a little bit of even money available on the Betdaq exchange there, so that's quite generous. But I like one in here. I'll get onto him now in a moment, but I'm going to look at trap number 1, Sinfonia for Pamela Holt in New Inn, trained by Owen McKenna. This one, a daughter of Law Hill Blake and Fear and Mosky. She finished well to grab second behind trap 6 here last week. She's better drawn on the fence tonight, but for me she lacks a yard of early pace. However, she has been mixing it in hot company recently, and if you just look back through her form not so long ago, she beat the likes of Droopy's Wyatt and Redzer Ardfart over 6 bends last month in Kilkenny. That really is some outstanding form. The next one I like in here is Balanabola Bolt. He was very close to being my charity bet this evening. This fella, he's a son of Ballymac-esque and Piercestown Mall. His dam was excellent and she won over 20 races here. This is her first litter and they're all very promising indeed. He's won 4 of his last 5 races. I think he's going to get a good run up the rails here this evening. I think he has more early pace than trap 1, and if he traps level, I can see him leading up on the fence. He's clocked 31.26 when winning here last week. The favourite clocked 31.05, so he only has a little over 3 lengths to find, and I think with a clear run up the fence. He's young enough to improve, and he's got a good card. So for me, 11-4 is a good bet here. Ballinabola Bolt. And out in trap 6 we have the favourite. Was 8-11 during the week, now a bit of even money, and now 5-4 available about the HDJ Syndicates. All for the best. The son of Volturi and Aquatantis won 9 of his 20 starts and placed second in one other, and has 6 third place finishes, so 16 top 3 finishes from his 20 starts. It's definitely the one to beat. He made all for a stunning 31.05 win here last week. He's perfectly drawn. Not much early pace directly on his inside in trap 5. So he is the one to beat. He's an exciting prospect. He was a finalist in the Sean O'Connor Cup. But I think trap 2, Ballinabola Bolt, could be worth maybe a trio with the field. Maybe throw in trap 2, Ballinabola Bolt, to beat the field. Throw him in and forecast. 6 is not guaranteed to show the same early as he did last week. He had missed the break on occasions. Down in Limerick. So I'm going to take a chance on trap 2, Ballinabola Bolt. Sinfonia in trap 1 is going to get a good run up the inside, because I don't think she has the early pace of 2 and 3. So she could slot in behind him, and if she does slot in within striking distance, 2 or 3 lengths of them, she will have a big chance to claim the major honours. €1,500 up for grabs in this race for the final. So I'm going to go trap 2, Ballinabola Bolt, to make all up the rails. Ian?
Yeah, I'd actually take a small chance on Symphonia. I know she probably does lack a little bit of the early speed, but Ballinabola Bolt from trap 3 last week, I got the impression it didn't want to be any closer to the fence. There was a couple of runners edging in on it, but it kept its line and made a point of keeping its line. So I don't think it'll be moving in. Just a chance Symphonia get a lovely run around the inside. Listen, all for the best is probably the dog to beat. If he comes away on terms and gets around that bend, well, it'd be very hard to stop him, because he really is a powerhouse. 31.05 last week, he wasn't stopping, and there's every chance he could improve for the run. But just at the prices, maybe Symphonia makes a bit of appeal to me, because I thought she ran a remarkable race last week. Whatever she's doing, I dare say it's all very much a prep for the Corncucullen, for which I have no doubt she has the ability to go around her too, if not a bit further. Anyway, they're in traps for this final. And so the runners in traps for the final. The Barking Buzz app open 575. 1 Symphonia, 2 Ballinabola Bolt, in 3 Moonstruck, 4 Kildallan Pearl, 5 Jollification, and 6 all for the best. Racing, good start by trap 4 in the middle. That is Kildallan Pearl. Leads into the opening turn from the inside. 1 Symphonia and 2 Ballinabola Bolt now goes second, all for the best third. But out front, and it is trap 4 Kildallan Pearl that races on by 3 lengths to in second. 2 Ballinabola Bolt. 1 Symphonia makes a forward move. So too to 6 all for the best. But still 4 Kildallan Pearl, a strong racer, leads by 3.5 from in second spot. 1 Symphonia winding up her challenge. It's 4 Kildallan Pearl. Here comes 1 Symphonia up the inside to the line. Kildallan Pearl digging in. Kildallan Pearl may have just got there from 1 Symphonia, and 6 all for the best. The winning time 31.07. A fine run if she's held on, Kildallan Pearl, for David Murray and Noreen Weir.
I'll just hold off on congratulating Noreen Weir and David Murray for one moment, but I'm pretty sure she just got there. Let's have a look. 25 yards to go. She's a half a length in front. Symphonia closing the gap rapidly, but I think just on the bob. Symphonia puts her head down right on the line, but definitely dived and gave herself a chance. Yeah, it's desperate. I'd still side with Kildallan Pearl. It's a really good performance. Like, she had 31.30 on her card. Let's have a look at the replay again. She flashed from trap 4. My selection, trap 2, didn't come out as he normally can, but there you go. Trap 4, Kildallan Pearl. I dare say that's a sectional in the 470s. She showed good early pace. She kept up the gallop into the bend and remained a 2-length leader. Symphonia got a lovely run in third place up the rail of Ballinabola Bolt. The favourite didn't come away as best he can, but Symphonia starts to make her move in second place into the third bend. But Kildallan Pearl has some good form in the book, and she came from behind to win in 31.30 over 5.75. So as Ian said in commentary, she does stay strongly up the home straight. Here we go. Oh, just missed the result there. But yeah, Ian had mentioned Symphonia will be running over 6 bends in the Corncucullen, so she was always going to finish really fast. But I think 4 has just held on there, Kildallan Pearl. It was a really good run, 31.07. Ian, your thoughts on the race?
Yeah, I think 4 is up, but I'll just give you the confirmation here. Hello. Thanks.
In contest. Let's see, over to Ian. You have the full result for us.
Yeah, indeed. 4 is the winner, of course. Kildallan Pearl. If you're on that outside and it looks tight, always go with the outside runner. Kildallan Pearl, probably relatively comfortable. I'd say it's a bit further than the one earlier on, the photo finish. I would say she's probably won by a head in the finish from One Sinfonia. All for the best, staying on stoutly himself in 3rd spot. Just wouldn't be surprised if both the 2nd and the 3rd were stepped up in trip in the future, and don't be surprised to see them in the Corn Cuchulainn. Kildallan Pearl, well, she has a couple of decent runs over 5.25 yards. She was mine. I'd probably take a chance and run her in the Oaks because she's running very well and she's a strong runner.
Yeah, why not throw her into the Oaks? She flashed some traps there. I'd say that's a sectional there in the 470s and maybe the low 470s. You don't see too many of them around there. If she could come away like that over 5.25 in the Oaks, she could definitely go a couple of rounds. And look, although she was being caught there, she's being caught by a very strong stayer in Sinfonia. So look, 90% of runners wouldn't catch Kildallan Pearl or making inroads like Sinfonia done there. So yeah, look, there's only one Oaks, so you might as well have a go, which starts here next Saturday night. The Sporting Press Online Edition Oaks, which starts next Saturday night here live on Talking Dogs TV. Now, race 9 down in Clonmel. It is our second last heat of the 2021 Larry O'Rourke sponsored Produce Stakes. Let's have a look at the runners. First one we're going to look at, Trap number 1, Gunboat Premier. This one is owned and trained by Mr. Sean Kennedy from Tipperary. He's a son of Droopy's Jet and Dynamic Trend. On April 19, he's won one of his 2 starts. That was an all picked it up down the back straight to win in Thurles in 28.91 on debut. No luck in at Shelbourne Park next time out, but remains one with potentially currently a 10-1 chance. In Trap 2, Michael Taggart trains Cape Man for Michael McEllistrom in Ballylongford. This fellow is a son of Kinloch Bray, and Lithuanian Paul has won one of his 3 starts. A decent trial around Clonmel last week in preparation for this, clocking 28.95. Can be expected to improve on that. Should surely go close. In Trap 3, Graham Holland trains Mallogs Marley for the KDB Syndicate in Clonmel. This fellow is a son of Droopy's Roddick and Emer's Poppy. He's currently your 2-1 favourite. A decent card. He's won 5 of his 15 starts, runner up on 6 occasions, and filled the 3rd place frame on one of those. If you just look at his last 2 lines of form, you see he's running against the likes of Agent Stanley and Explosive Boy in the Con and Annie Kirby. He can fly the lids, this fella. 2-1 favourite, as I say. In Trap 4, another Graham Holland runner, Rural Star for Helen O'Dwyer and Emily O'Dwyer in Clonmel. A son of Sonic and Rural Aloha, a very strong litter this. Won 3 of his 8 starts, 9-4, second favourite is Rural Star. In Trap 4, Rory Dwan's Borna Rhythm, a son of Caloran Paddy and Borna Gem. What a bitch Borna Gem was. Many top class races around Shelbourne Park. This fella's won 5 of his 15 starts. He's currently a 10-1 chance, Thurles regular. And out in Trap 6 we have a very interesting runner for Maria Kennedy in Thurles. It is, of course, Epic News, a son of Good News and Smashing Bitch JT Sahara. February 19. Unbelievably, he's yet to win a race from 6 starts, 2 seconds, 2 thirds. He's 28.47 in a trial around Shelbourne Park and 28.31 in a trial around Limerick. He's well drawn as a wide seed out here in Trap 6. And I'm going to side with Epic News to finally break his maiden tag at the 7th attempt. Emma, what are your thoughts on race 9, heat 7?
Yeah, Barry, look, Graham Holland here holds a very strong hand with 2 runners. I'm going to be with Trap 3, Mallogs Marley. And of course, he's a very, very fast dog. I mean, a 28.38 run here last December. Possesses good round all pace, and he's going to be my selection to lead home his kennel companion Rural Star in Trap 4. Another very fast dog for Graham Holland. Might just lack a little yard up early, but is definitely one in the future that will flourish over the 550-yard trip in Shelbourne. Loves Clonmel, this dog, and I think this track definitely suits him. Epic News, like you said, very, very well bred. A brother to the brilliant Billie's Diva. Possibly a little bit frustrating. You know, he's such a fast dog and he just hasn't landed on a win yet, but it's definitely just a matter of time before he loses that tag. But I'm going to stick with Mallogs Marley. I can see him leading and hopefully he can get around that bend. But I have to give a mention to Mickey Taggart, Cape Man in Trap 2. Mickey's coming all the way down from the north and he's not going to be too far off. So look, 28.95 is definitely going to be a quick run. and looks to be promising. We'll hand you over to Eddie for the commentary.
The bell goes for Heat 7. In 1, Gunboat Premier, 2, Cape Man, 3, Mallows Marley, 4, Rural Star, 5, Borna Rhythm, 6, Epic News. Here's behind Traps. And away they go, and Trap 3 is first to show. That's Mallows Marley, takes a wide course but leads up by a couple of lengths from a closely bunched field. Bit of trouble, 5 and 6 suffer the worst. As they enter the back straight, and with 300 yards to go, it's Trap 3, Mallows Marley, setting a very hot pace, well clear of Gunboat Premier in second. Trap 4 now moves into third, and 2 is fourth. At the third bend, the split is 16.05, another fast one. And Trap 3, Mallows Marley, still leads by 4 or 5 lengths from Gunboat Premier, with Trap 4 back in third. As the race across the line, 3 wins, 1 second, 4 third. Winning time 28.42.
Yes, congratulations to the KDB Syndicate and Graham Holland. Graham got his 2 runners through there, so congratulations to him first and third. Let's take a look at this again. Mallows Marley takes a flyer from Trap 3 and shows real good early pace into the bend. He's already gone 2 lengths clear. Epic News, he is slightly frustrating. He just lacks a yard of early pace in these top competitions, and yeah, 7 races now without a win. It's frustrating with all the pace he has. Meanwhile, Mallows Marley isn't relenting up front. He's now gone 7-8 lengths clear into the third bend, and he's not stopping. Gunboat Premier is running on well for one with such an inexperienced car. That's only his 3rd start, and finished second up the rails there. That's a decent performance. Rural Star, who often runs better off the front, runs well to finish in 3rd place. Right, so we're on to race number 10 here at Shelbourne Park. It is the Rossio Canaran A0525. Runners are just about to go on parade, so let's join Mr. Ian Fortune to take us through the runners.
Less of that Mr. stuff, right? Meanwhile, the runners going on parade for this 10th race here tonight at Shelbourne Park. The Rossio Canaran Open 525. One is Diva Deborah Keith Powell for the Tipsy King Syndicate, a daughter of Droopy Sydney and Cara Kayla. 2 in your card, Highview Secure, Jerry Merriman, Paddy Merriman, a daughter of Storm Control and Highview Idol. 3 is Mucky Harbour, Neelos O'Connell and David Manning, a daughter of Law Hill Duke and Droopy's Harbour. 4 is Kishlawn Amelia, owned by Gavin Nolan, Orla Nolan, a daughter of Kinloch Bray and Penny's Queen, 5 times a winner. 5 is Glenquan Pat, big winner here on April 23rd, owned by Damien Cunningham and Liam Curley, son of Patsy Sabbath and Glenlee. And out in 6 is Bogger Bella, won well last time out over 550 yards for Liam Peacock, a daughter of Vimmerby and Slaney Side Comet. It is your 10th race. They are on the way to Traps. And just while I have your attention, Barry, just let you know that down at Limerick, Scooby Princess ran out, a tremendous winner of the Limerick Oaks. She took a bump on the opening corner, but she went second into the back straight behind Azabi and took it up around the bottom 2 bends, probably on the 3rd bend, went on to win in fine style. And across the water, Sporting Pat has qualified for Jerry Griffin for the TV Trophy Decider. She did check up badly at the soft down the far side. First time over 8 bends in quite some time, but she ran well in defeat. But I Am's a Royal was far and away the fastest heat winner. She'll take some stopping. Just a bit of news for you.
That was my line. I was told to say that about Scooby's Princess, and you just took it off me. Cheers. Anyway, race 10 here at Shelbourne Park. Let's have a look at a couple of these in better detail. I'm going to start with Diva Deborah. I think this one is an interesting runner. She's in August 18. She's only had the 6 races. But if you look back at some of her form, March 2020 it was, she ran in the Brownstown Tango unraced and clocked 28.49 down there. She definitely remains with potential, and I'd say they have the Oaks in mind. She's come back from a long layoff. September was the last time she raced. She came back with a decent trial, 29.16 around Newbridge, and then made a little bit of trouble when only beaten 4.5 lengths behind Rory Saab in a smart 28.81 in Newbridge. She's a real interesting contender, and I'd say this is a prep run for the upcoming Oaks next week. She's currently 6-1, and 6-1 to me, that's pretty big, a big value here. 6-1, she could find herself in the mix. Next up, I'm going to take a look at Neelis O'Connell trained Mucky Harbour for David Manning in Macroom, a daughter of Law Hill, Blake and Droopy's Harbour. This one's won 5 of her 17 starts. She's some smart form earlier in the year around Cork and Turles, and ran well on her Dublin debut here last week. Possibly another one with the Oaks in mind. She will need to improve slightly on last week's sectional of 2:23, but she should improve for first look around here at Shelbourne Park. And finally, I'm going to take a look at the only dog in the race, Glen Quain Pat for Damien Cunningham and Liam F. Curley. The lads trained this son of Patsy Sabbath and Glenn Lee. A decent card. He's 3 wins from 5 starts. He is the youngster of the lineup. No luck here last week, but he had won well previously, and he's a half brother to the likes of Boyle Sports Bingo and Killart Lane. 21-14 around Mullingar. Boggerbella's on a hat-trick. She's won over 5.75, 5.50, back down to 5.25 tonight. She's sure to stay on well. I'm going to give Diva Deborah a bit of a chance here, Ian, at a big price in the inside. What are your thoughts?
I was willing to take a chance on trap 5, Glen Quan Pat. Good run here, second last time, 28.51. Showed good early speed on that occasion. Missed a kick last time in hot company behind Burgess Glengar, but just have a feeling that this might be run to suit Kishlon Amelia. I never got the impression she'd go dead for the fence, but I don't think she'll edge out. And if Glen Quan Pat was to come away on terms, I think he might take some holding into the corner. And Mucky Harbour did run well last week behind the aforementioned Burgess Glengar, so certainly can play a part, but just a lack of recent form for Diva Deborah. She'd need to step up on her latest line of form and indeed her trial. Highview Secure is relatively lightly raced in recent times also, so I was willing to take them on. And Bogger Bella perhaps once further out in trap 6. Kishlon Amelia is the one that could upset the two that I've mentioned. She has been running tremendously well. She was balked on the corner in her latest start, but had won well on Talking Dogs TV in her 2 previous outings, so she's certainly one to keep an eye on. But no, my vote will go to Glen Quan Pat in 5.
As you say, in Kishlon Amelia, she did rattle up a quick hat-trick, 3 wins in 14 days in April, and she's trading 3-1 second favourite. Glen Quain Pat is now just your favourite, 11-4. But still going to take a look at Diva Deborah. I think maybe not tonight, might not be her night, but it'd be interesting to see how she runs with next week in mind. Highview Secure has some massive form around here late last year in 28-29 victory. And as you say, the Merriman's dogs generally do come on for the run. So she's only had the 1 sprint run back since last December. That was a satisfactory 1952 was all that can be said about that run. She's probably a little bit heavier than her natural racing weight, so she can be expected to come on for tonight's run and be all guns blazing for the Oaks starting next Saturday night. Interested to see here how trap 1 Diva Deborah runs. We've got some nice bitches in this, and the only dog, Glen Quain Pat. Over to you, Ian, for the commentary of race number 10.
Yeah, thanks, Barry. As you can see, they're all in traps now for this 10th race here tonight. The Rossio Conheran Open 5-2-5. There is the bell. The runners for this 10th race: 1 Diva Deborah, 2 Highview Secure, 3 Mucky Harbour, 4 Kishlon Amelia, 5 Glen Quan Pat, and 6 is Bogger Bella. The hare well on the way now for this 10th race tonight. Racing, good start by 3 in the middle. Mucky Harbour, 2 up the inside. Highview Secure, then comes 5 Glen Quan Pat in behind them, but 2 Highview Secure escapes the traffic in behind. 3 Mucky Harbour and 5 Glen Quan Pat do each other, and out front it's Highview Secure. Diva Deborah second, now 4 Kishlon Amelia, and 6 Bogger Bella making their moves back in 3rd and 4th, but still trap 2. Highview Secure leads from 1 Diva Deborah, 6 Bogger Bella trying to wind up her challenge. She switches to the inside off the final turn. It's 2 Highview Secure to the line, will score from 1 Diva Deborah, who runs well in second, and 6 Bogger Bella next. But out front it was trap 2 Highview Secure for Jerry and Paddy Merriman, and 28.85.
Yes, thank you, Ian. A double for Jerry Merriman. Congratulations, Jerry Merriman and Patrick Merriman. That was a really good performance. Highview Secure, let's take a look. Away fairly well, but showed good early pace up the inside just to hold off 3 on the run into the bend. 3 gets in a little bit of trouble, and that ended her chances. Mucky Harbour 1, Diva Deborah 1. We'll try 1 even. 1 Diva Deborah slipped into second at the sprint box and was giving chase to Highview Secure. In fairness to Highview Secure, I thought she might come back to them here. She's only had the 1 sprint trial since December 19, and I thought she might have needed this run. Look, she may still have needed this run, but if that's your first race since last December and you're making all in 28.85 with the Oaks starting next Saturday night, that's certainly a decent run. Ian, a decent run for Highview Secure. The Merriman runners usually come on for the run, so she can be expected to step up on that next week.
Yeah, indeed. She has a 28.29 on her card, so she clearly has plenty of ability. But as you can see, she made a fast start. 3 Mucky Harbour was shown good early. On Pat trying to get involved. He was edging inwards. Just keep an eye on him. He'll probably want an inside draw in the future. But trap 2 Highview Secure. Once she had shook off her rivals, these Highview dogs, they often do get to the winning line. Diva Deborah tried her best to close the gap, and in behind you can see 4 and 6 Bogger Bella and Kishlon Amelia trying to make up the mind as to where to challenge. 6 switched in. Bogger Bella, she stays on stoutly, but 1 Diva Deborah got closest to 2 Highview Secure, but just couldn't quite get there. And in fairness to Highview Secure, as you said, Barry, she should come on first. She's now 3 3 wins from 10 outings, and she's certainly one that could improve on that run. 28.85 tonight. She has a 28.29 on her card, so just don't be surprised if she improves 2 or 3 lengths, and I have no doubt she'll be in the first round of the Oaks draw next week.
Yeah, no doubt about that myself, Ian. I've just noticed the Merriman dogs have improved recently for a run. Most of the dogs had a break off over the Christmas period, and they all did come on for the run, so it's exciting that if that bitch can come on again from our first run, our first race since December, so she could be a really decent prospect for the Oaks, as are the first 4 home there in that race. I expect them all to be entered up in the Oaks next week, and no matter what heat any of them 4 are drawn in, they will start short enough to take honours in their respective heats next week. So we're heading to Clonmel. It's our final race of the night in Clonmel. It's our last heat of the Larry O'Rourke National Produce Stakes. It is, of course, Heat 8. And we're going to take a look at the runners here. First up on parade is the Paula Heffernan and Morris Heffernan owned and trained Vallegro, a son of Ballymacvic and higher level. He's won 4 of his 13 starts, and he's currently your 2-1 second favourite. In Trap 2, Galvarino, owned by the Step Into My Office syndicate and trained by John A. Linehan, a son of Lawhill, Bolt and Droopy's Sylvia, 6-1. In Trap 3, Cash Return for Peter Kelly in Manchester, trained by Brendan Monsell. This one is a son of Kinloch Bray and Peter's Queen. Brendan actually won this in 2018 with Cash is King, so he's hoping lightning can strike again. In Trap 4, Agent Stanley. He's become very familiar to viewers on Talking Dogs TV. He's owned by Patrick Flanagan and Erwin Berkmeyer and trained by Mary Gilbert, son of Lawhill Blake and Siderian Pearl. He's currently your 6-4 favourite. Out in Trap 5, we have Stephen and Padraig Casey's Fairmore Luke. This fellow was a son of Rio Quattro and Swift Lady, only in August 1777 in Newbridge recently. That's a decent trial. And out in Trap 6, we have the local runner for Mary O'Connor. This is Minor Droopy, a daughter of Droopy's Jet and Minor Racer, well drawn out wide in Trap 6, currently a 6-1 shot. Emma, this race looks to revolve around Vallegro and Agent Stanley. If Agent Stanley can take one of his flying starts, he could be tough to catch. What are your thoughts here, Emma?
For sure, Barry. Agent Stanley is going to be my selection. He's got flying early pace and he's taken to improve considerably from his recent trial. He's definitely suited better to a middle seed. You know, you kind of saw him moving off middle to wide in Limerick, so this draw should suit. And you know, he was 3rd in the Kirby, so the pace is all there, and I do think he can lead to that first turn. But like you said, Vallegro is ideally housed, and I don't think he'll move an inch off the rail tonight. Might lack a little yard of early, but he flies from the 3rd home. And, you know, it would be great to see him do the business tonight because he had a few unlucky circumstances in the Kirby. Cash Return in Trap 3, another very lightly raced youngster, showed some nice early dash in Tralee, winning in 28.67, and well, with a repeat of that performance, he can go a long way. Minor Droopy is the local runner. This lady loves this track and she was a winner around here in 28.73. I think the change of seating is going to be an interesting one to see how she handles that, but I'm going to stick with Trap 4, Agent Stanley. What are your thoughts, Barry?
Yeah, I think it's between 1 and 4, Agent Stanley. Wish them the best of luck, Agent Stanley, with Mary Gilbert and her 42-year-old husband Des. Will be hoping this fella can give them the same sort of thrill that he did down in Limerick. He's capable of a flying start, but he'll need to be on his toes because it's a tricky enough heat. Trap 3, Cash Return, 28.67 around Tralee earlier last month. He's no slouch. And Vallegro, he made it to the semi-final of the Con and Annie Kirby. He's clocked 28.47 around Limerick in that competition, and he's a fairly strong runner when he gets things his own way up front. It all depends on Agent Stanley. Hopefully he can fly out again for the Gilberts and give them a good run in the competition. Local runner Minor Droopy for Mary O'Connor. We wish Mary the best of luck. And Fairmore Luke for Stephen and Padraig Casey. That was a decent trial in Newbridge, 1777 earlier this month, and he's not one to be taken lightly. So I'm going to side with Trap 4, Agent Stanley, to beat Trap 1, Vallegro. It's over to Eddie for the commentary of our final heat of the Larry O'Rourke National Produce Stakes.
We're all set for Heat 8 in Trap 1, Vallegro, 2, Galvarino, 3, Cash Return, 4, Agent Stanley, 5, Fairmore Luke, 6, Minor Droopy. Here's behind Traps. And away they go, and trap 6 breaks lively, and so does trap 4, and it's trap 4 Agent Stanley who leads up from 1 and 3 as they go to the bend. A bit of bumping between 3 and 6, but it's 4 who goes around in front. That's Agent Stanley. Leads into the back by 2 lengths from Vallegro in second. Trap 3 is third, and trap 2 is fourth. Into the third bend they go, and trap 4 still leads. The split is 16.03. Trap 1 is a strong stayer, and he's only 2 lengths behind as they turn for home. Trap 3 now moves into third, but as a race up to the judge, it's 4 and 1. Very close. 1 is trying hard. It goes very close. 1, 4 and 3 are unofficial result. The winning time 28.62.
That's desperate. That is desperate. Agent Stanley ran his heart out. First impressions, I think he was just done on the line. Let's take another look. 28.62. Both dogs ran crackers anyway, so Connections will be happy enough. Agent Stanley, look, you can set your watch by him coming out like that. He can do that around Shelbourne, he can do it in Limerick, and now he's doing it in Clonmel, so he's real professional at the boxes. Shows really good early pace, has a 2-length lead at the sprint box. Vallegro done well to get as close as he is here just before halfway, but Agent Stanley opens up the gap a little, maybe to 2.5-3 lengths at its best. Vallegro is always going to close, and Agent Stanley just drifted off ever so slightly off the last bend. He will improve for the run, as I will imagine will Vallegro, but up to the line, Agent Stanley, he dives at the right time, but I feel Vallegro may just have got him. It's very, very close. As I say, Connections will be delighted. Both dogs are through. So let's head down to Clonmel. Emma, any updates? Did Vallegro get there, or did Stanley hang on?
Barry, it was very, very tight, and I don't want to be giving anyone false hope, but when I get the result, I will call that out to you. But throughout the show tonight, we've been touching on the Oaks. It's coming very, very soon, and we are looking forward to it. And I am now joined by Anne-Marie O'Brien of the Sporting Press, which is the sponsor of the Irish Oaks for the 30th year in succession. So, Anne-Marie, what can we expect to be reading lots about the Oaks this year in the paper for the next few weeks?
Well, we've been sponsoring it, like you said, for 30 years. We started in 1992 as a way of supporting breeders. So we have a lot planned for the next 5 weeks of the Oaks. We'll be starting off next week with the draw. We're very grateful to Michael Dempsey of the racing office in Shelbourne. He's making the draw on Tuesday at 12 noon to be sure that it will get into next week's Sporting Press. So we'll give a shout out actually to any trainers or owners that have runners that they want to get in, to be sure to get the entries in on Monday to get the Oaks off to a great start.
That's brilliant. And I see the Oaks actually has a new name this year. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, it's very exciting. We're calling it the Sporting Press Online Edition Irish Oaks, because we're bringing out our first ever online edition next week. So it's going to be exactly the same as the printed paper, but you'll be able to see all the pages of the paper online. And the big advantage is people will be able to get it on a Tuesday night at 8 o'clock. So it'll be pretty much 2 days earlier than they get the paper now. Brilliant.
So how can people actually avail of this new paper?
Well, they go to our website, www.sportingpress.ie, and they can subscribe. We've got a sample of it up online already that they can see on the website. And so they can have a look at that, kind of get used to how it looks and kind of how to navigate around it. It's very simple. It's just exactly the same pages as the printed paper. And then they can subscribe. They can either subscribe for a week or subscribe for 12 months, and they'll be able to get it every Tuesday at 8 o'clock. So it can get around the delays in the post that we've been having problems with in the past year.
That is brilliant. And we are big fans in the Buckley household of the printed paper, of course. So will the printed paper still be coming out alongside?
Oh, yeah, it will. The printed paper will still be in all the shops that it's in at the moment. But just this online paper will look exactly the same as the printed one. So.
That's brilliant, Anne-Marie. Thanks very much. Well, we can confirm the result. Vallegro led home, Agent Stanley there to grab the win. So it is Vallegro for the win. Barry, what did you make of that one?
That's great, Emma. Thanks very much. As I say, Connections will just be delighted to get through to the second round. Emma, thank you very much for all your help tonight. Excellent as usual down in Clonmel. Emma will be back with us next week. So now we're on to race 11, our penultimate race of the evening here in Shelbourne Park. I'm going to quickly run through the runners with you. In trap 1, we have the Liam Peacock, owned and trained Bogger Benny. This lad, a son of Skywalker Farlow and Cloncully Eve. He's won 7 of his 36 starts, and he's currently a 10-1. Shot. In trap 2 we have Penny Lane Sheba, owned by the Penny Lane Syndicate, care of Niamh McKenna. She's a daughter of Droopy's Jet and Pat Buckley, currently 11-4 in the betting. In trap 3, Declan McDonough trains Fast Fit Paddy for John Quinn and Paul Horrigan. In Galway, son of Ballymac Vic and Ross Mult Marta. Decent card, this fella. Won 3 of his 9 races, a second on another 3 occasions. He's also 11-4. In trap 4, Sheila Spillane and JJ Fennelly's Burgess Glengar, a son of Patsy Sabbath and Glengar Badminton. 3-1 chance. Big win around here last week in 28-29. Out in trap 5, Jerry Daly's No All Nick, a dog in real form around here. He's a son of Ballymac-esque and Cat Garley's your 5-2 favourite. And out in trap 6, Mort Leahy trains Dark Devil for Jim Langton. This one, of course, won the 2021 McCalmouth Cup in Kilkenny in 28-73. Ian, a decent contest, one of our best races of the night. Pretty open betting. No All Nick, now you're 11-4 favourite. I like this fella. What are your thoughts here, Ian?
Yeah, he's a dog who's really run into good form of late. You know, he's relatively well exposed, but he's actually taken off in the last couple of starts. 28-25 last time out. I didn't think he'd ever be doing that sort of run, but it was a fine effort. This son of Ballymac-esque Cat Girl does have good early speed. The draw should suit Burgess Glengar in trap 4. While he did flash out last week, he wouldn't be known for fantastic early speed and probably will edge inwards. 3, Fast Fit Paddy was a dog that won a confined stake here not too long ago, back at the start of April. Looked a really impressive type, and if he does hit the lids, he too could play a big part in proceedings. Have no doubt though, Dark Devil will go up fast on the outside. This fellow has tremendous early speed. Fade a bit out of contention last time out, which was a bit disappointing from where he was, but he's certainly capable of going round in front. It's a tricky little contest. If I had to pick something, maybe Dark Devil on the outside. I thought he's perhaps the most likely leader, but I think Burgess Glengar is the dog I'd like to take home of the 6 of them. I think he's a bright future. I think it'll be over a bit further than this, 550 yards, and a bit more experience under his belt. I think he could turn into a serious performer. That 28-29 last week, well, there was certainly nothing wrong with it. As you can see, they are going to Trapsbury.
Yeah, I agree with you there, Ian, about Dark Devil. He looked like he was going to be a real top-notch. No, obviously he is a real top-notch performer. You don't win the McCallum Cup without being a top-notch performer. But he was disappointing here last week after winning in 28-37. He went up well, and look, I know it was a hot contest, probably a bit better than this contest that he ran in last week. But he was disappointing. Look, he's still very young. He's won 9 of his 20 races, not without a chance. I'm going to side with No All Nick, Ian. Over to you for commentary. Race 11.
Penultimate race in the card here tonight at Shelbourne. In 1, Bogger Benny. 2, Penny Lane Sheba. 3, Fast Fit Paddy. 4 is Burgess Glengar. 5, No All Nick. And 6 on your card is Dark Devil. The hare coming up behind Traps. Racing, good start by Trap 4, Burgess Glengar. 6 on the outside, Dark Devil, now showing his early dash to lead. From 3, Fast Fit Paddy, then comes 4, Burgess Glengar, but into the back, and it is 6, Dark Devil. 3, Fast Fit Paddy under pressure from 4, Burgess Glengar. A gap in 4th then to 1, Bogger Benny, but out front and still 6, Dark Devil. Sets a strong gallop still from 3, Fast Fit Paddy. 4, Burgess Glengar, not getting the run in 3rd. Out front, it's Dark Devil, leads off the final turn and will go on to score from 3, Fast Fit Paddy, and 4, Burgess Glengar. The winning time 28-29. That's more like it from Dark Devil. Away and gone.
Thank you, Ian. Congratulations to Mr. Jim Langton and Mort Leahy. That's a fabulous performance there from Dark Devil. He might have just had an off week last week. It was a little bit disappointing, but he's put that right tonight. 28-29. And I think it's 16:02 to the Tour. Let's take a look. He's away very well from trap 6, and he shows real good early pace up on the outside. To lead Fast Fit Paddy. Fast Fit Paddy is no slouch early. He's a 2:05 around here and a 28-31 win recently. And look what Dark Devil has done to him. He's already taken 3 or 4 lengths out of him into the 3rd bend. I thought here he was going to fade a little bit, but in fairness to him, he kicked on and he ran on strongly up the home straight. It's a really good performance, 28-29. That's now 10 victories from 21 starts. Was slightly disappointing last week, but as we say, he's back on track, back with a bang. No All Nick missed the kick, which is, there you are, I'm a poet and I don't know it. No All Nick missed the kick. He ran quite well for one that's usually up thereabouts with the early pace. But look, as I say, congratulations to Mort Leahy. It's a very good performance, 28-29. Now, Last Monday in Mullingar, the Westmeath venue hosted the semi-finals of the 2021 Cesarewitch, and we're going to take a look back at semi-final number 1. I'm going to give you the runners in semi-final number 1, and they were as follows. In 1 was Bull Run Bolt, 2 Amazing Alice, 3 Droopy's Wyatt, 4 Early Noel, 5 Rioja Smasher, and out in 6 Ripley Lad. Let's take a look at how they got on.
And racing 1 completely missed the start there. Bull Run Norris's work to do. It's 3, 2, 4 and 6 disputing, and 4 goes wrong. Early Noel is out of contention. Bit of hustle and bustle at the turn. 3 and 1 badly affected, and it's 5 Rioja Smasher who emerges with the advantage. 6 comes up sides. That's Ripley Lad. 2, last year's runner-up Amazing Alice is roaring up the inside and menacing into the final bends now. 6 goes wide. Ripley Lad is 2. Amazing Alice turns for home in front.
Take a look at it again.
It is still 2 Amazing Alice, but look at 6. Ripley Lad's absolutely flying home on the outside. 6. Oh, just about. Looks like 6 from 2. 5 third. Ripley Lad from Amazing Alice. 5 Rioja Smasher.
Yes, Ripley Lad has won over 6 bends around Shelbourne Park, and he's a really strong sort, so he was always going to pose a threat up the home straight once he was that close to the lead. Let's have another look at it again. Bull Run Norris, well, you already knew he didn't qualify because we've seen him run here tonight, landing Ian's charity bet. But out in trap 6, Ripley Lad, once he's this close, he's always going to put in a big finish. 5, in fairness, Rioja Smasher went down the back straight with a lead, but he has the likes of Amazing Alice and Ripley Lad either side of him. They're 2 strong enough dogs to try and hold. Amazing Alice took the lead up here at the third bend, but doesn't run a great bend. Ripley Lad, he's getting to know that place quite well, and once they straighten up for home, he's a strong sort, Ripley Lad. Amazing Alice does her best to try and keep him, but he's just that little bit too strong up on the outside. Ian, a good performance, Ripley Lad. He does stay strongly. He's taken well to the Westmeath circuit. He'll have a chance in next week's final.
Yeah, he's well drawn in trap 6 for the Iron Man from Road. Paddy McCormick, of course, Hall of Famer, named the Hall of Fame recipient in last year's National Greyhound Awards. And of course, another GA man being recognised tomorrow. But Ripley Lad, it's worth remembering last year's Cesarewitch, he broke the track record in one of the preliminary rounds. I know Mina Miracle did beat it again in the final. And of course, Amazing Alice was runner-up in the 2020 Irish Cesarewitch. So both of them entitled to be there in the final tomorrow. And of course, Rioja Smasher didn't quite get loose out front. Just don't be surprised if he runs a bit better. His dam, of course, Droopy Smasher, was a finalist in the Cesarewitch back in 2017, believe it or not. She was second to Vivaro Swift. So plenty of history as regards the Cesarewitch from those first 3 qualifiers.
An awful pity we can't have spectators down there tomorrow. It would have been a fantastic afternoon in Mullingar tomorrow afternoon. Let's take one more look back at that replay if we can. We'll take a look at Rioja Smasher, as Ian mentioned. Didn't quite get away loose, but we'll take one more look at it here. She runs from trap number 5 in the first semi-final. Away moderately by his standards. If Ripley Lad is leading you up, you're not taking a flyer from boxes, but he does show good early pace just to lead. He'll hopefully be a little bit further clear in tomorrow's decider if all goes to plan. But once you have Ripley Lad that close to you and Amazing Alice, you're likely to struggle. He looks as though he's going to be headed here, but in fairness to him, he does run a good bend and almost gets back to the front. Runs on okay, as I mentioned. 2 and 6 are strong sorts up the run in, and he plugs on well to snatch third. Droopy's Wyatt is strong. He won the TP Weedick in Kilkenny over 700. So Rioja Matcher to hold off him for third place and book his place in the semi-final was a decent performance. On to semi-final number 2, I'll give you the lineup. In 1 we had AK-47, 2 Corando, 3 was Magical Jasper, 4 Razzle Dazzle Curtis, 5 Clonfort Lorenzo, and 6 was Jack's Firewall. Let's have a look at how they got on.
And away they go. 1 AK-47 doesn't trap as sharply as she might have. It's 4 Razzle Dazzle Curtis who leads here by a length and a half. 3 Magical Jasper moves well. 5 the 550-yard track record holder Clonfort Lorenzo is on the case. But look at 1 AK-47 has bounced back quite rapidly and now just has a couple of lengths to make up as 4 Razzle Dazzle Curtis still leads as the final turns. Around them they go. The Black Jacket's still in front, but not for long. AK-47 strikes the front and is staying on stoutly. It is 1 AK-47 from 4, 5 third. Razzle Dazzle Curtis qualifies with Clonfort Lorenzo the winning time.
Yeah, it was a decent performance. I just seen the outright betting for this, and Razzle Dazzle Curtis is still available at 16 and 18 to 1 for the final. I think that's a huge price. He looks like he's a serious chance to lead. I know he was picked up But Mullingar can be a tight track. If you get out in front, that can be half the battle tomorrow. Let's take another look. I'm going to focus on Razzle Dazzle Curtis from Trap 4. Comes away well, but he does have the superior early pace. He's a good run up here in Shelbourne Park. I think it was 31.07 not so long ago. He was slightly clipped as well going into the first bend. We'll have a look at that on another replay by Trap 3, Magical Jasper. But he runs strong down the back straight. You've decent hounds in behind the likes of AK47, Clonfort, Lorenzo. He's the track record holder around there, over 550. So it's a decent field in behind him. Doesn't run the third bend great, but look, he's only had a couple of starts down there. He will improve with each run. AK47 takes it up, and look, she only beats him maybe 2 lengths in the end. It was a decent performance. I think it's 16-18 to 1. He's a good chance for the final. Ian, if you take a look at this replay again, just before they go into the bend, you can see Razzle Dazzle Curtis just takes a small clip from Trap 3 as they approach the bend.
Just got a little clip on his backside as he's approaching that opening corner. He's a dog, of course, that had a bit of a high profile in Sweden and on the continent. He was a top racer over there. He's a member of a very fast litter. He did lead into corner. He got clipped from behind. Whether he's going to lead into the corner again tomorrow night, well, we'll find out. He has a good draw. 1 and 2 shouldn't be in his way. Amazing Alice and AK47, but AK47 did produce a fine run here. She didn't turn as close as she had done in previous starts, but she stays tight to that fence, and once the gaps open up, she has raced over 6 bends. She stays strongly over 750 yards. So the long run home in Mullingar was always going to suit her, and it is worth pointing out that she had gone up better in the previous 2 rounds. She's well drawn on the fence if she avoids her kennel companion Amazing Alice in Trap 2. Pat Guilfoyle is seeking a 4th victory in Cesaro, which he is both AK47 and Amazing Alice, the 2 bitches in the lineup. Of course, he won it twice with Definite Opinion and also with Skywalker Logan.
Yes, it promises to be a decent final there tomorrow, and as I say, pity we can't get there, but it'll be live on SIS. Now, Ian Fortune landed his charity bet earlier on for the Irish retired Greyhound Thrust, and now it's time for me, Ian. I'm going to side with Trap 1 here in the last race, Knock Boy Flight. He's a bit 7-4 at the moment. We might be able to squeeze a bit of 2-1 out, but I think he's a dog with a big future. He's a good run around Cork recently. I think he's the fastest run in Cork this year. 13.99 I think it is, and to put that into context, you have Beach Avenue, who's 31.02, and Beach Avenue, we all know about him. He's some superstar. Great win over in Poster during the week as well in preparation for the English Derby. We might get a minute just to touch on the English Derby after this race. So let's take a look at the runners for our finale here at Shelbourne Park. My charity bet is going to be Trap 1, Knock Boy Flight. He's currently 7-4 favourite. Next in the betting is Gort Kelly Nestor. Gort Kelly Nestor won the final of the retired Greyhound Trust A0525 final last week. He's now won over €16,000 in prize money, Gort Kelly Nestor, and that's a fair achievement seeing as he is only an August 18. He had been sprinting, but he won a couple over 525. Wasn't flying out over in the 525 traps, but showing good early and staying strongly. This longer run up may suit, but as I say, Knock Boy Flight is the one for me. 30.99 run in Cork, 17th of April, and he backed that up with a 28.35 win. A 28.35 trial in Shelbourne Park. He also has a line of form behind Skywalker Barry, and I can confirm that Skywalker Barry went on to win the Clonmel at Stud final in Curraheen Park tonight. So congratulations to Mark Donovan. Ian, over to you for the last time for the parade this evening of race number 12.
Yeah, thanks very much, Barry. The runners for this 12th race here at Shelbourne Park, the Slánabhaile AAO 550, just making their way onto the parade area. And first up, we're going to see in the red jacket is the Kevin McLean trained Knock Boy Flight, perfectly housed on the fence. This son of Skywalker Puma and Knock Boy Cathy won the Casco Skate Thurles last year, owned by John O'Hurley and David O'Hurley. Big player. 2 is Burgess Elite, a lightly raced son of Kinloch Bray and Born at Least, 28.57 here in the past. It's only victory. 29.75 for this trip last time out in the trial, owned by Sheila Spillane, JJ Fennelly. 3, Cragan Moore, caught the eye a couple of occasions last time out, trained by Francie Murray for Howard Wallace, a son of Top Honcho and Leezy Lindsay. 4 is Gort Kelly Nestor, a good winner last time out. He's won over €16,000 in prize money for Andy Murray. This is a son of Dribby's Jet and Dream Queen. He starts and he stays. 5 is Another Dream, a dog with blistering early speed. Mert Lahey for Pat Scully, a son of Ballymac-Esky and Cat Girl. A completing their lineup in 6 is Mairead's Grace. Fraser Black for Joe Oran, a talented son of Law Hill Blake and Winning Impact. He posted 29.69 for this trip on April 24th. It's an intriguing affair. It's the finale, the Slánabhaile Open 550. Place your bets early.
Thanks a million, Ian. Yeah, 7-4 now. Trap 1, Knock Boy Flight, my charity bet. We're hoping to make it 2 from 2 for the Irish retired Greyhound thrust, courtesy of BetDac. Many thanks to them. So let's take a look at the runners. My selection in Trap 1, Knock Boy Flight. This fella, as I've already mentioned, he's 30.99 around Cork for the 5.75, and it's the fastest time of the year by over 2 lengths. He ran in a hot heat the last time down in Cork when behind the likes of Skywalker Barry, and as I've just mentioned, Skywalker Barry has went on to win the Clonmel both at stud. It's that £17,000 competition down there in Cork this evening. So I think he's a perfect draw here tonight. A 28.35 trial around Shelbourne Park last week was his first look, and if you go back far enough in this fella's form, in his novice race in Thurles, he beat none other than Pierno in 28.53. So these two have turned out to be two superstars. Pierno, of course, just failed in the final of the Shelbourne 600 here on Talking Dogs 2 or 3 weeks ago in a fascinating finish involving Ballymacwild and Beach Avenue. In Trap 4 here, Gord Kelly Nestor. This fella's running out of his skin for Andrew Murray in Thurles. Took the retired Greyhound Trust A0 final here last week when making virtually all, beating off Legal Thriller, who's a nice prospect, in 28.47. He has some good sprint form to his name, Gord Kelly Nestor, but he hasn't been flying out of traps recently. He stays strongly for a dog that has good sprint form. The longer run up to the bend could suit him here with the 5.50 traps, and he's certainly not without a chance given his current form. Finally, we're going to take a look at the Joe Horan owned Mairead's Grace, trained by Fraser Black. This fella, he's quite lightly raced. He's in May 17, only had the 19 starts. Look, he won 7 of his first 9 races at the beginning of his career, and he was second in the other 2. So he started off really, really promising. He may have had his issues. He only ran 5 times in 2020, but he came back with a good win here over course and distance, winning in 29.69, beating Barbara and Leonard Lowndes' Swords Duke by 2 lengths. Missed the kick slightly last week and dropped back in trip to 5.25, but he remains with potential over the 5.50. So I'm siding with Trap 1 as my charity bet to make it 2 from 2 for the team here this evening. Ian, what are your thoughts? Do you think we can make it 2 from 2 for the Irish Retired Greyhound Trust?
I think there's every chance, but he's not my selection. He is very well housed, Knock Boy Flight, and he really is a fantastically strong running greyhound. 28.35 last time out would suggest he was going to handle Shelbourne Park. He always looked the type that would be really suited by the place, but I've just taken a chance with Cragganmore in Trap 3. He did show plenty of pace in defeat last time out. I know he's doing 29.25, but it was won in 28.57 and he showed 28.20 pace. If he does come away on terms, I'd expect him to show good early speed into the bend, perhaps go to the front, and if he was to hit the front, I'd expect him to increase his lead to the third bend, and then just a case of trying to hold on over this 550 yards. But much like Butsy's best earlier on the card, the longer run to the bend could be the key to Cragganmore. Well, we'll soon see. As you can see, they're in traps. All in for this finale here tonight at Shelbourne Park. And there is the bell. The runners in 1, Knock Boy Flight, 2, Burgess Elite, 3, Cragganmore, 4 is Gord Kelly Nestor, 5, Another Dream, and 6, Mairead's Grace. The hare well on the way. Racing, good start by Trap 4. That is Gord Kelly Nestor. Took a flyer, leads into the opening turn. From the inside, 1, Knock Boy Flight. Then comes Trap 3. Cragganmore forcing his way through into third. But it is 4, Gord Kelly Nestor. A stout stayer, but 1 in second spot, Knock Boy Flight. A strong stayer himself into that third bend. Knock Boy Flight trying to challenge 4. Gord Kelly Nestor, nip and tuck. Gord Kelly Nestor goes on again by a length and a half. 2 in second, Knock Boy Flight. Then comes Cragganmore, but up the home straight, Gord Kelly Nestor will not be passed. And he scores from 1, Knock Boy Flight, and 3, Cragganmore. The winning time 29.62. A good run by Gord Kelly Nestor.
No. I thought we were so close. But no cigar. Sure, look, let's take another look at that replay. Congratulations to Andrew Nestor and Gord Kelly Nestor. He's in flying form around here, this dog now. He's really upped his game. Flew from traps, which hasn't been the norm with this fella recently, but look, took an absolute flyer, has sprinter's pace, and was always going to set a scorching gallop. 29.62, fabulous run. I think track knowledge just won the race for him here. Knock Boy Flight coming up the inside, but Gord Kelly Nestor knows this place like the back of his hand. Just closed in on the charity selection, Knock Boy Flight, who did rally up the home straight, just couldn't quite get there, beat about a half a length in 29.62. The only consolation is if we had have got 2 winning naps out of 2, it would have been hard to go back to bet that cap in hand, looking for another 2 charity bets next week. So we'll keep it under the radar. 1 out of 2 ain't bad. Let's have another look at this. The Knock by Flight Dog didn't come away great, did show good enough early pace into the bend to get himself into a challenging position. But Gorkelly Nestor is gone and opens up down the back straight here by 2 or 3 lengths. Being closed on by Knock by Flight, but he is in good form, Ian Gorkelly Nestor. That's his 3rd win here in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, he won, of course, the Jag Building Services Kilkenny Derby last year. He's one of these dogs where he starts well, probably just lacks a yard down the back, but then stays again. That's what we've seen in recent weeks. He really does stay to the winning line, and he's been running a dream for Andy Murray. You know, I said it before the race, he's won over €16,000 in prize money, and if you actually look at his card, he probably doesn't have all that many open race wins, but that A1 competition that he won in Kilkenny was worth €10,000, and then last week there was another €2,000 on offer. So Gord Kelly Nestor, another dreamed greyhound to own. You know, 10 wins from 28 starts, 5 times second, 6 times third, rarely out of the frame. Just one of those solid open race greyhounds now that you can probably go to war with most weeks here at Shelbourne Park on a Saturday night. And do you know what? Every now and again he'll find his grade and he'll win. Some nights he won't, but he won't be too far away. That's the type of dog he is.
Really good performance, Ian. We've seen a couple of decent runners earlier on. Valencia Royal, my selection, was second to your Butsy's Best in the second race, and we thought that was a good run. Butsy's Best, he won well in 28.85, but for Gorkelly Nestor to go out and go 3 lengths quicker there in 29.62, it's a really good performance. It was a 3.43 sectional. That's up there with the very best of them, 3.43. And I just say he's only in August 18 and he won over €16,000 in prize money and add another 750 quid into the pot there. So hopefully Mrs. Andrew Murray will be ready to spend that money. Let's have a quick look back through the evening, Ian. As we've just mentioned there, Butsy's Best won a cracking race in our second heat, 29.85. I think that's a good performance because I think Valencia Royal is a decent dog who finished in second. He flashed out and made all. Looks a decent prospect. That's now his 4th win from his 11th race. He could be one for the future. Ian, you must have been taken by him.
I was. He was Jerry Holian's second best winner on the card because Croker Spirit was the one that really caught my eye for Jerry Holian. I think he's a bright prospect. He's a September 19 whelp, but as I said with Butsy's Best earlier on, he's probably not the best trapper. The 550 run-up will be the key to success for him. The problem is if he's doing 29.75 tonight, he'll probably go up into hotter company, and you can't afford to leave a yard or 2 of traps because when you're taking on dogs like a Gord Kelly Nestor even in the finale, or even better, you know, the likes of the few greyhounds that are over in England at the moment challenging for the English Derby, when they come back and are ready to race here at Shelbourne Park come August and September time in the Boyle Sports Irish Derby, well then things are going to get very tricky for dogs like Butsy's Best. That's going to be giving them a yard or 2 of traps, but certainly a nice greyhound. He will win races, but you might just have to select your races with him. I don't see him as winning a derby or anything like it, but who's to say? He's not open to further improvement. He's only in March, so yeah, lots to like about him. But as I said, of the 2 Jerry Holian winners, I think I'd take Croker Spirit first.
I think I would take Croker Spirit myself as well, yeah. But look, I'd take any of them. We're going to head down to Clonmel to visit Emma Buckley one last time. Emma?
Thanks, Barry. Yeah, we have the draw for the second round, and well, it's thrown things wide open. It's very, very interesting. In Heat 1, I'll run you through the runners. In Trap 1, we see Swords Maestro. In 2, we have Deadly Destroyer. Trap 3, we see Viper's Buds. Trap 4, we see Vigorous Buck. In 5, we have Court Mac Chief. And in Trap 6, we have Romeo on Fire. He was a very impressive runner here tonight and might just take all the beating. In Heat 2, in Trap 1, we have Cash Return. Trap 2 is Malog's Marley. Trap 3 is Vallegro. Trap 4 is Good Cody. Trap 5 is Pepe Le Pew. And Trap 5 is Billie Tutor, another brilliant winner here tonight. Heat 3, in Trap 1 we have Deadly Tornado. In Trap 2 we see Riverside Chester. In Trap 3 we see Jacobs Tashadelic. In Trap 4 we have Explosive Boy. In Trap 5 we have Zoom. And in Trap 6 we have Drummana Fury. That is a very, very competitive type of heat, that's for sure. And finally, our 4th heat, we have Trap 1 Navy Blue. Trap 2 Nitro Hero. Trap 3 Gunboat Premier, Trap 4, Jack's Little Thing, Trap 5, Rural Star, and Trap 6, Agent Stanley. Another red hot affair. It's very hard to separate these pups. It's definitely going to be a challenging night's racing next week. But Barry, tell me, what are your thoughts? Is anything standing out to you?
Yeah, look, there's a couple, and I was delighted to see Explosive Boy qualify. Emma, he really does make the competition a little bit better. But Romeo on Fire was very good there tonight. Vallegra was good. Agent Stanley was good. We got all the main ones through to make it a really fabulous competition. So we should have 4 cracking quarter-finals next week. Deadly Destroyer, or Deadly Tornado, and Zoom. They're obviously great dogs to watch with their early pace. So really looking forward to next week, Emma. So I think we'll finally let you go home now this evening. You can pack your bags. And once again, Emma, thank you very much for a cracking coverage down in Clonmel. Okay. Good night there for Emma, yeah, finally. Okay, Ian, just quickly reviewing back some of the action on our card. On to the third race then, a bitch I liked, Highview Magnet for the Merriman family. She made it 3 wins from 4. She's certainly going to be one that's contesting the Oaks here next week, all going well. She made all to win in 28.55. Newport Diva, we mentioned that she's from the Linger Martinstown Gold and Kildallan Maid Lion. She could be one to take it out of the race. She did suffer a bit of trouble. She's a big 70-pound bitch. She could go a long way, could keep on qualifying. But I think there are 2 bitches that will be up there in short prices for the outright honour. She had to be taken with both of those the way they ran.
I think they're nice bitches. I wouldn't have them short now. I'd say they'd be 50 to 1 and 100 to 1 or something along those lines. It's going to be a very, very hot Oaks. 28.55 tonight. Highview Magnet. It was only her 4th start. If she even improves 3 or 4 lengths, she could still be 4 or 5 lengths off the pace, because there could well be dogs and bitches doing sub 28 seconds. I know Billie's Diva trial here tonight. She did a 28.41 before racing, so you'd expect her to come on a sight for that. You know, she's a bitch that's capable of doing 28 seconds. But really nice types. Don't get me wrong. Highview Magnet, she's only a July 19. It was only her 4th career start. She'll step up on that form. You know, she'll certainly find a couple more lengths in the next week or two, and who knows where the future might hold. The Merriman dogs is very hard to assess how far they'll go, because they do bring their dogs to the track relatively raw, and they do improve in front of your eyes, and that's exactly what Highview Magnet's doing. 28.55 tonight, at a point in the card when we didn't think the track was flying. It probably did speed up a little bit as the night went on, so that 28.55, really eye-catching run from that one, Highview Magnet. And as you said, Newport Diva in 2nd spot. She's a little bit more exposed. She's had 15 starts. That was her 16th start this evening. She's very strong. She looked the type that will certainly stay a bit further in the future.
Can't disagree with you there, Ian. We'll skip on to the 8th race there, Ian, and the fastest time of the night. We didn't think we'd be saying Jerry Holohan would have one going quicker than 29.85 for 5.50 when this dog clocked 28.8. Ian, Croker Spirit made it 2 from 3. You were quite impressed with him. He showed real good early pace, and he bet a good field. I think Crowback Prince in Trap 3 is no slouch, and he just blitzed them from the sprint box onwards. I know there was a small bit of trouble in behind, but any dog doing 28.18 in only their 3rd race around Shelbourne Park, and he's still quite young. He's only a September 19. He's one you've got to take seriously for the future, Ian.
I think the key to his success tonight was he did a 2:10 sectional as opposed to a 2:22 and a 2:16 in his first 2 starts. So if he continues to sharpen up at boxes, you know, we can see tonight he has an engine 28.18. You know, a lot to like about the way he ran. A son of Scalarmy Daddy Bowley's Ace. I mentioned earlier on his brother Serene Ace is one of the dogs to take out of the champion unraced down at Kilkenny at present. I think there's still better to come from him, Serene Ace, so keep an eye on him in the future. And as we know, he's trained by Mark O'Donovan, and there's very little Mark O'Donovan can do wrong at the moment. Or
flying, and congratulations again to Mark O'Donovan with Skywalker Barry winning the big race in Cork. In our main event here of the evening was the Barking Buzz App A0575 final, where a bit of a shock. All for the Best went off the even money favourite, but congratulations to Noreen Weir and David Murray with Kildallan Pearl. She flew out, she made all 31.07. If you had given anybody that sort of time, that was always going to win in 31.07. But as you say, she might step back down in trips for the Oaks. A couple going either way. Maybe Kildallan Pearl might step back in trips for the Oaks, and Symphonia may stay up in trip for the Corncool Holland. But she done it the hard way. She broke well. I'd say it's a pretty good sectional, and she made all. It was a decent performance.
yeah, she did a 4.73. It's a good sectional over the 5.75. Obviously, whether she'll have the early speed to match the real speedsters over the Oaks trip, who knows? I don't even know if she's entered. She mightn't be. You never know what way Connections are thinking. But if she does go in the Oaks, there'll certainly be slower types in it. And just if she keeps her trapping right, she could just upset one or two in that competition. But yeah, I like Sinfonia in defeat. I thought she ran a hell of a race. I think if she was mine, she'd be stepping back up to Six Bends in the near future for a crack at the Corncucullen. And I'd be tempted to do the same with All for the Best out in Trap 6, because where else do you go with him? He probably doesn't have the early speed to challenge the very best over 550 yards, 575, 600. So 750 could be the key to his success. He is very well bred. He's bred to stay a bit further. So, but a great night's racing all in here, Barry.
Yeah, thanks a million, Ian, and of course some wonderful commentary from yourself. And not only did you do that, you landed your charity bet for the Irish Retired Greyhound Trust, so congratulations to you, Ian. Now, Ian, you may have thought tonight was difficult, but I think tomorrow is going to be a little bit more tricky for you. Tomorrow evening we have the 2021 National Greyhound Awards, and obviously due to the current climate we can't meet together like we usually would, so it's going to be an online ceremony. But the good news is you're all invited. It's going to take place at 7 o'clock, hosted of course by the wonderful Ian Fortune. There's going to be 7 awards up for greyhounds, different categories: Sprinter of the Year, Bitch of the Year, Blood Bitch of the Year, etc, etc. And look, us humans aren't being forgotten about as well. There'll be 3 special merit awards given out on the night. Jimmy Barry Murphy will be taking one, be inducted into the Hall of Fame, and there's another couple of awards to be given out on the evening. So if you can join us tomorrow evening, there will be a link on the Talking Dogs website, and we hope to see you there tomorrow at 7. All the best from us here, and thank you for joining us.